Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, people, and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Arsenal emphatic win. I want everyone that said that Arsenal would lose to PSV to PSV to apologize in the chat, because a lot of you guys said that Arsenal would be knocked out versus PSV, and including Redline Teranga, who's hiding somewhere. I know he's going to show up somehow. He showed up and said that he is sure on Husam's channel, on MHF, on my channel, that Arsenal would lose to PSV. We tried to convince him, though. Me and Husam, we tried to bring him back to bro, don't make bold statements like this. He didn't listen. People didn't listen. I released a video earlier and I said, I told you Arsenal can win it. And people just, without watching the video, said that, Mo, you're saying Arsenal can win it. And in no moment in that video, I said that Arsenal win the Champions League. But the people just get rattled by titles these days for some whatever reason. Emphatic win, Martin Odegaard responding to everyone. Declan Rice responding. We're going to have Ahmed, of course, to talk about Declan Rice and how overrated he is. Declan Rice assisting with the left foot, by the way, from the line. By the way, Declan Rice is right-footed, if people didn't know. Emphatic win, to be honest. All I have to say is that Arteta today, where have you been? Why didn't you play like this all season? Why now? Why against PSV? Why not against Forest? Why not against the other teams? You're playing like this. Can this Arsenal team win the Champions League? I still don't believe it. It's PSV, but it's at least an emphatic win. Declan Rice, he's not hiding. He's here. By the way, Declan Rice, this is what Declan Rice said, that people should not be, we're not scared of anyone. People should be scared of us. That's what Declan Rice has said after the game, after this win. It's a statement win. Why are you laughing?
Can you just finish your intro, man? Just finish your
Why is he laughing, bro?
Just stop.
It's an intro, and it's fine. Alhamdulillah. But listen,
I get that you have to gaslight. Go ahead.
Hit that like button, people. If you is that so they won 7-1, okay, against PSV that everyone said they're gonna be knocked out. So we're not here to praise them, right? Let's just shit on Arsenal. How about that? Let's all shit on Arsenal. I'm putting you in the center. Let's all shit on Arsenal. It's weird, bro. Why? Anyway, someone said pray for Madrid in the chat, by the way. Big up everybody. Guys. Go ahead.
If you don't play a low block versus Arsenal, that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna see attacking football. These guys did not come to defend. They tried to attack us, and majority of teams that try to attack us, they give us a lot of space. We're gonna score goals, even without a striker. So I actually
disagree with. I actually think that PSV played a low block. I actually think that PSV played a low block in the beginning of the game. They had 8 players in their 18.
I know, but they had to open up the moment we scored, and it just
Yeah.
got worse and worse and worse.
Who's the man of the match?
Let's be real. That defending from PSV was atrocious. It was awful. Like let's talk about like the third goal. I'm going to skip all the goals. Just go to the third goal. The defender who just stops and drops down. That was some cartoon-ish right there, man. I'm sorry. I'm taking nothing away from this game. Like that defending was so bad that I cannot even objectively say are Arsenal good or not, because I'm sorry that like those guys just decided.
I think it's
nothing.
It's crazy. Nothing. This is fucking crazy, bro. It's
all right.
crazy,
That's
bro.
That's too far. First things first. We scored 7 goals in the Champions League away from home, a team that has not lost a single game all season. As much as you want to say it, 7 goals away versus anybody in a Champions League knockout game is impressive, bro.
The question is, you're not proving my point wrong. You just say they haven't lost. I'm saying, was the defending good or not? Because that was diabolical defense.
Okay, so Olu, can we say this then? Arsenal has 4 of its best attackers out of this game, and you go to, hold on. Yeah, you can say how bad PSV were defending, but we went there without our best attackers and scored 7 goals. So here's what you're saying: you have to weigh the 2 options. If we went there with our best attackers, do you think we'd have scored 7 goals? Maybe not. The point is, at the end of the day, these people that played today were clinical enough to take chances on those mistakes and convert them to goals. These are the same players who did not convert those type of mistakes in other games. So if Arsenal is able to convert mistakes into goals, that's part of what football is about. If you make a mistake and I convert it, it counts for me. I'm not going to sit here and take anything away from the players. Calafiori shooting with his weaker leg to score a goal is not something that you see all the time. Declan Rice, shooting with his weaker leg, crossing with his weaker leg to give an assist, is not something that we see all the time. So my point is, even if there's mistakes by the other team, I hear you. PSV's defending is, and this is why cup competitions, right? It's about the one game. It's not about getting points to the end of the season. You go in there, capitalize on mistakes, win the game, and move on to the next game. That's the beauty of cup competitions. So
I agree.
You aren't taking any. This is very strange because this Arsenal team looks so different than the Arsenal that have been playing this season. Even Husam has been every game. He's saying, "Can Arteta release the shackles? Can he let them forward?" And he did it today. And you're like, I just take nothing away from the game. I think it's actually crazy.
So let me just explain my point, right? Like when I watched the game, I didn't look at it as Arsenal beating the door down. Right, I looked at it as, actually, this is a team that's poorly defended. Like, I'll put it this way: it wasn't the same way of playing as we did last season, 2 seasons ago, right? It wasn't like we would just cut them up. And this is why I said that defending was diabolical, right? If it was like we were just cutting them up, and again, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm unhappy with a 7-1 victory. I'm overjoyed. I'm just going to pump the brakes yet in terms of seeing what this Arsenal team can be, because last game against West Ham, we looked awful in patterns of play. Today we scored 7 goals. Let's see what we do against Man United. Let's see what we do the game after that before I will turn around and go, right, there's a difference in Arsenal.
What you said doesn't correlate with what you're saying now. What you're saying now is you don't want to get carried away. But what you said is you can't take anything away from this performance. I think that's crazy.
That's literally me saying I can't take it away from the game. It's literally me saying that this game, I can't take it away from this game because I need to see further on what happens with this Arsenal team.
One thing you can take away from this game is that PSV is out and we're through to the next round.
Yeah, that is fine.
But also, I will give kudos to the training team, Arteta and his team. Again, the reason I'm saying that is this: we're playing without our best strikers. We all can admit to that. And we try to see him use Merino in a particular way and use other players in a particular way in the middle of the season, in between multiple games. And it just, one of the games paid off, the others did not pay off. And we saw that now that they were not in the FA Cup, which I really wish were still in there, or were not in any other tournaments. And this is the only one that we know that we have. We had a whole week to prepare. They had a whole week to work on those kinks. And you could see it in the pattern of play today. Now, you can sit down here and say, did we really cut them open? Yes, we did a couple of times. We had 8 shots on target and we scored 7, Olu. Now, that is overperforming your XG. I agree with you. But the point is, if you make a mistake and I capitalize on it, Timber running to the back post to give a header is something he has not done all season. I'm sure that's something they've worked on, like saying, look, Marino
Thank you so much.
like you can pick up on the way they played today and be like, listen, analytically, these are things that like Marino was dropping deeper today, and Ethan was the one actually playing the 9. If you really look, Ethan was dropping in forward, going to the right, Marino would drop in deeper. And at the end of the day, even Marino's goal came from the right-hand side. That means Marino went to the right and Ethan dropped back to the middle. So there's patterns of play that you can look at today and say, hey, we study PSV, because this idea that we have to cut every team open. No, you study who you're going to play and play to your strength and against their weakness. And I think that PSV's weakness, right? If you look at them this season, they were 8 points ahead of everybody at the beginning of the season. And later on, they started dropping off. PSV has become a team that just, for some reason, can't hold it down together. And once you score 1 or 2 goals against them this season, it begins to break away. And we see
they're
that.
awful.
Yeah,
They're
no,
awful.
no, but that's my point, though. So you capitalize on that. You don't have your best.
Shout out Andrea Perlo, who just joined the stream. Let me just say, Dayo, I want to say one thing to what you're saying. Everyone's jumping down Olu, but Olu is spot on in this scenario. This game doesn't tell you anything that you didn't know about Arsenal. This game does not prove anything that we didn't know about Arsenal. I predicted Arsenal to beat PSV. I think the people mainly everyone just praying on Arsenal's downfall was saying PSV are going to beat Arsenal. I never thought that. I said Arsenal are going to beat PSV from the off. As soon as the draw happened, I was like, yep, Arsenal beating PSV. PSV is not a team that I think we can sit up here and make like overarching, conclusions from. It's not like Arsenal. If Arsenal went away, and I'm not even saying 7-1, but if Arsenal went away to the San Siro, to the Bernabeu, to the Wanda, and even won 3-1 or 2-1 or whatever, we can make bigger conclusions from a smaller scoreline because of it's about the opposition. I get it. You have no striker. You played really well in terms of your forward line play, but this begs the same exact question that we asked after the Leicester game: is this sustainable? Are you going to score 7 goals? No, because the same Egal and the same Dayo after West Ham. Oh, this is on the board. They didn't get us a striker in January, blah, 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 blah. Why didn't you score 7 goals against West Ham if this is such a perspective of showing you what Arsenal are like? Why didn't you score 7 goals against Everton at home when you had your whole team fit? Why didn't you score 7 goals against Fulham when you had your whole team fit and no controversy? Why did you have 1 shot on target away at Newcastle? What Olu's saying is not crazy. Arsenal Football Club are expected to go to PSV Eindhoven and win. And you did that. And well done. And we're not downplaying your achievement, but it's reality. This is one of the ties in this round. This is like Barcelona-Benfica. If Barcelona beat Benfica 4-1, I'm not going to go like, wow, Barcelona show that they're one of the contenders. No,
but then you're being disingenuous because you yourself have said this. Just in this short 5 minutes, you said, when we had our full squad, why didn't we score 7 against? Because we were not playing well. So nobody was expecting an Arsenal that is not playing well with 4 of their best strikers out to go to PSV Eindhoven in a Champions League game.
We didn't expect to win 7-1, but we expected to win. We expected to win anyway.
Listen, but nobody expected.
It's actually not true, actually.
Nobody expected this type of performance, is what I'm saying. Husam,
people said that Arsenal would go and get a draw and go back home and win it. You expected them to win the tie, not to win away against PSV.
Yeah,
I never said that personally, but
nobody expected Arsenal to go away with PSV.
Yeah, but I'm not here to
discuss
other people's opinions. I'm here to discuss my own.
But we're discussing
At the end of the day, I said
well.
Arsenal will beat PSV. Did they exceed expectations and score 7 goals, which we didn't expect? Yes.
That's my point.
But this comes back to as soon as Olu opened his mouth, Egal jumped down one side and Dayo jumped down one side.
No, I didn't jump down one side. What I said
on Olu. Olu's saying there is absolutely nothing wrong with what Olu's saying. Olu's saying he's not going to make any overarching conclusions from this game.
No, I said I didn't take anything from the game. What is this?
Yeah, and what's wrong with that?
And
what things to take from the game?
Husam, what you said, he corrected himself.
Husam, did you hear me? Did you hear me
His
say
initial
that
statement was wrong. He corrected himself.
Nobody's wrong. Everybody had the point.
What's his initial statement?
Everybody had the right.
His initial statement was he's not taking
Dayo, 1 second. Egal, this is Olu, right? I'm Olu. I'm gonna imitate exactly what he said. This was a very good win. We beat PSV by 7 goals, but I'm not gonna take any overarching conclusions from this game.
No,
that's not what he said. That's not what he said. He said, I'm not taking anything from this game.
He's here. He can ask.
Ask him.
That is literally the same thing. Like, I don't think it's like the same thing. If I say I'm taking nothing, if I'm saying no overarching, it's still the same thing. What I'm saying is that
Arsenal through Olu.
Of course,
Arsenal-
Arsenal are through.
but here's my
But
point.
okay,
So
you're
then
missing.
at
Wait,
least you
wait,
take something from this game. What are we talking
right,
about?
but the point of what I see again. This is the point. I started off with saying that PSV is so poor defensively. I can't take anything from this game. I didn't talk about us being through or not. I was talking about how PSV played in relation to the game, which is why the 7 goals are good, but it wasn't the 7 goals where we cut them up open and was like, okay, wow, this is the Arsenal. Wait, 1 second. This is the Arsenal of 2 years ago. This was, I said, I saw diabolical PSV defense that I can't take much of that until I see Arsenal play the next few games to see if this is a different Arsenal. So it's got nothing to do with us being through or not. So us being through is by and by.
So
I'm
can
talking
I
about
ask you a
what I
question?
saw tonight.
So is it?
And before you do that, can I do
hold
something? Before you do that, can I do something,
on,
guys?
hold on.
Guys, big up everybody that joined us from the Football Terrace. Of course, there's over 750 people here. Can we get the likes to 300? Hit that like button, people. Vote in the poll that I made. Just hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm very close to 30K, so hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel, of course. And all these guys, Don Husam channel in the description. Egal Talks Football, banter on the pitch.
How many subscribers are you away from 30K?
I think less than 60 subscribers, something like that.
Just buy them.
This move, Husam is a Husam.
Oh, Allah.
Bedri.
So, Olu,
yeah, anyway.
Olu,
Guys,
Olu,
can we get to 300 likes in the next 5 minutes? Can I do this super chat? Just a big up Nax Games for supporting the channel and sending the first super chat of the stream today, saying Arsenal need to spread the goals out. 12 goals in 5 games, all goals in 2 games. Highly overperforming XG isn't sustainable. Good window up the panel. That is basically what Husam asked. Is this sustainable?
Yeah, but sustainability is.
No one's gonna think.
Hold on,
that 70
sustainability is subjective though, because if your opponent, like Olu said, if PSV is playing badly and you don't capitalize on it, that's when I worry about Arsenal. Because you might meet teams that are going to play badly and you have to capitalize. Regardless of what we want to say, right? This same team played against West Ham. West Ham made mistakes. We did not capitalize. This same team played against in the Premier League and they made mistakes and we did not capitalize. So the point is, we can say it's just PSV and be very pedantic about it, but like, oh, well, until I see more stuff. I've seen enough from this team to know that they never used to capitalize. And if you can now learn how to yes, they didn't. In the last 3 games, they didn't capitalize in the last 3 games on any mistake, on any errors. Or even on rebound balls. Hit the bar, come out, there's nobody there. There was nobody in the 18-yard box. So my point
Can I ask you a question? I want to ask you a question. I don't want to make any statement. I just want to ask Dayo one question. Okay, everything you've said, beautiful speech. Incredible. You know, they should play it in the Arsenal dressing room. So what exactly did Olu say that's wrong? Can I understand?
I didn't say what Olu said is wrong.
So why are you both jumping at him then?
No.
Nobody's
my issue with what Olu said, he's
can I just finish what I'm saying?
exaggerating his point.
But you're over-exaggerating this result?
No, I'm not.
That's not what I was talking about.
I'm not saying this result is leading to anything besides getting.
Did you hear anybody?
One at a time, so the audience can hear. Egal, Dayo, one at a time.
Did you hear anybody here say because of this result, Arsenal is back? They're back to win now. No,
but now you're using extreme example.
No. But all I simply said was, now in this game, what I can take away from it is that I saw an Arsenal that capitalized on PSV's mistakes, which means Olu and I both agree that PSV played poorly in defense. But I'm saying I saw an Arsenal team that capitalized on those mistakes unlike before in the previous games. So if you're going to ask me what I took away from this game, it's a team that decided to be slightly more clinical when the other team made a mistake. And these mistakes happen in football. If you make a mistake and I can't even capitalize on it, then that's nonsense now. Secondly, I simply also said you can see patterns of play in the way we played today that you did not see against West Ham and other teams. Mikel Merino was dropping deeper today than actually being the guy starting the press, which is what we did against West Ham. He dropped a lot more deeper today and allowed Eastern Nwaneri to do the running up front, which gave more opening. So for me, I was saying to myself, okay, well, I see a few things that you've tweaked here. They made a mistake. We capitalized on it. Of the 8 shots on target, we scored 7 that we had. 8 shots on target.
Does this game make you any more confident in this competition?
Look, in knockout tournament, I've said this from the very beginning. I think Mo has known my stance on this from the very beginning since we met. Knockout tournament, go in there and get your business done. If you can go in there and capitalize on mistakes and win the game and walk out of there, do it. Yes, it gives me confidence that we don't have 4 of our best strikers in the team But
You know,
yeah,
Sam sounds like a celebration police, and so is Omar Rushdie here saying,
Yeah.
I'll be more pissed at Arteta for the league after this. Yeah, so Arsenal just won 7-1 in the Champions League away from home in their second season in the knockout stages after last season against Porto, when they failed to win against Porto, when they narrowly went against Porto and they got beat by Bayern Munich. But yes, let's now today have Egal, Dayo, and Olu, the Arsenal fans, be pissed at Arteta today, Omar. Yes, Egal, I want you to see all stream and shit on Mikel Arteta.
But you
because he
completely
bottled
missed
the league.
Omar's point because you are a fraud and you're an
Absolutely.
Arsenal
This is
blazer.
absolutely,
Let's-
wallahi, this is
Work
absolutely
for Arsenal
strange, bro.
to work. Because you're missing Omar's point.
Don't say statements like this and say exactly what you want to say. Stop saying to work, because I can pull out your videos, and Arsenal are scary. I can
Arsenal
pull out
are
your videos.
scary.
I
Let me
can
say
pull out
this
your
to
videos.
Omar.
I can put it on the screen.
Can I just tell you Omar's point?
Yeah.
You wanna know how Arsenal would have been in a better place? These 7 goals that they scored spread out across more games in a
No
more
one
sustainable.
argued that. No one argued
Yeah,
this.
wait.
No one is arguing
Imagine
this.
they
That's the
beat West Ham
problem.
2-1, beat Everton 2-0, beat Fulham 2-1, and today they won 3-1. That's more sustainable.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
that would be
that's
the
That's why
perfect
he's saying
situation.
be pissed with Arteta, because if
So-
you're capable of going away to Eindhoven
so-
and scoring 6 goals, so you see, I can't even explain my brother Omar's point. Your point, his point is, which I agree with. The reason I'd be pissed off at my manager as well is if you can go away, if you showed the capability of going away to Eindhoven and scoring 7 goals, you should also have the capability of scoring goals at home to Everton, at home to West Ham. That's more sustainable. That's his point, which I
Okay.
agree with.
Let me
And-
ask.
Right, so
Let me ask.
you do-
let
you
me
do
ask-
Let Egal go. Let Egal go.
I think a lot of people are looking at Arsenal losing in the league and or dropping points in the league and saying to themselves, you know what, Arsenal haven't been that good in the Champions League. When you actually think about it, Arsenal have been quite decent this season in the Champions League. Outside of the Inter game, which we lost through penalties, and the Atlanta game, which was a 0-0 where Raya saved us, majority of the other games were convincing wins or narrow wins. No, we did not struggle throughout the majority of the Champions League.
So the 2
Champions
tough games you didn't win.
No, we actually had another tough game. I forget what game it was.
PSG.
Name the tough game.
Yeah, we dominated PSG at home. What other game was there?
You didn't dominate PSG. The one that we
Yeah,
won
we
2-0,
did.
that wasn't a domination.
We-
but
we
carry on.
did.
It was
We
domination with
literally-
that. It was
It wasn't
domination.
domination.
We completely controlled the game from minute 1 to the
No,
end.
you're not even in the Champions
We
League. I don't
didn't
know
have
why.
a sniff.
I don't know why we have
My
Oh,
main
here we go. You want to play this
Yeah.
game? I got 6 then. Don't talk.
No, I'm
None
not
of you.
talking to you, Husam. I'm talking to
I got more than this whole panel combined.
Husam. I'm
All
talking
right,
to
guys,
Salim.
guys,
Stop jumping.
guys,
Stop jumping. It's not you.
guys,
Pay
I
attention,
just want to
Husam.
say this. I think a lot of people want to shit on Arsenal because we haven't won a Champions League in the past, but our performances this season in the Champions League, we've been one of the more dominant and more consistent teams throughout the group stage, throughout the league phase. And even though people are like, yo, you're not that good this season, we finished 3rd comfortably this season in the around Barcelona, Liverpool, Inter, who are considered favorites. We completely destroyed a PSV team who beat everybody who played them at home this season 7-1. I'm not gonna be like Olu and say this game doesn't mean nothing. I think this game is just showing people, even with our injuries, we're still taking this competition serious. And Arteta today let these players run riot. That is a mentality change.
All right.
There is a mentality change.
Wait.
A mentality
No,
change.
After Egal
Let
is
Olu
after Egal is
respond
done.
first.
One
Let
second.
Olu respond.
1 second. Let me finish.
After Egal, let
The
Olu respond.
mentality change is at 2-0 up. You don't play safe. You let the boys run riot and go get the 3rd. They concede, go get the 4th.
Why didn't you do this against Brighton
Yes.
at home? Simple
Guess
question.
what? Guess what? Brighton at home is a different competition, different style. That game.
That is BS. Every game. No,
That
sorry.
game, we were 10-0.
No, sorry,
We were
sorry,
down
no,
to
no,
10
I-
men.
I
We
have
were
to
down
stop
to
you there.
10 men with the
I've got to stop you there.
lead. We were
I hate
down.
it, sorry.
No, 1
I
second.
got
bro.
stop. What's it? Gone. Sorry. Then I've got to
We
go
were
in.
d-
because I
he
hate
asked me a
that- hate that-
question.
Go on.
Brighton at home, we were down to 10 men, and it was a lot earlier in the season. And at that point, we had to control the game. We still had a chance to win it, Husam. We just weren't clinical.
All right. So I agree with you. Brighton game, we actually had multiple chances to win, even though we were down to 10 men. But this mentality of because you're playing in a different tournament, all of a sudden the manager says, don't play expansive football anymore. It's BS. Every manager wants to play the same way every single game. No one's turning around and saying, for this game, you're going to play this way, or for that game, you're going to play this way just because it's a different tournament.
It's
like
a two-legged tie.
saying-
It's completely
wait,
different.
it still doesn't matter. You still go out to win your game. That is what a manager wants to do, win this game regardless, right? So that's the first thing. Secondly, when you say what I'm talking about, again, you're missing the point. And Dayo said it perfectly when he talks about his patterns of play, right? When he said Mourinho dropping deep and so on and so forth. When I say I don't get anything out of this game because PSV was so poor, is basically are Arsenal going to repeat that same way of playing against Manchester United and the game after that and the game after that? That is when I know there's been a full turning of the corner, right? Because the 2 games beforehand, we didn't play that way. So I can't take this game in isolation and say, oh, we've changed, when I saw a poor PSV team that basically gave us pretty much almost 5 out of 7 goals, right? So I don't know if that is us changing or if that's just because PSV was so poor that I can't take anything from it. The next 2-3 games will tell me what type of Arsenal this what type of Arsenal will be.
Dayo, hold on.
If we smash Man United 3-0, then you'll be like,
then I will agree with you.
I want to hear what Ahmed has to say. Hold on, Dayo, please. I want to get everyone, and then I'll come back. Ahmed, what did you want to say?
Nah, bro, like they beat PSV 7-1, and congrats, you slapped them up. Everyone expected you to beat them, but not to that extent. But you guys are so sensitive, honestly, bro. Like bloody hell, bro. It's actually like you guys can't take it. Jesus, like I don't get it. Like the overanalysis, yeah, and the defense. Bro, listen, it's been a long day, bro. You get me, bro? Listen, it's been a long day. The over-analysis and like, oh, my day is cool. Okay, you beat them. Whoop-ty flipping do, mate. Like, okay, cool. You beat them 7-1. Like, I don't understand what they're trying to get out of. Like, do they want us to start saying, oh, now that you beat PSV 7-1, like, oh, you're going to go ahead and do a madness in the Champions League run? Everyone gave you your credit, but it seems to me that the credit is not enough. You want us to say things what you lot think and how you feel, which I don't get. I don't get it. No one said that Arsenal didn't play well today. You played a PSV team that wasn't great, and you took your chances. Like I don't know what more they want. What more do they want?
That's what we've all said. That's what I said.
But you're just going around in circles and saying the same thing.
We're talking about the game. We're talking about the technicalities in the game. When I was talking about Mikel Merino dropping deep, hold on, listen. This is why you have to listen to understand. No, you don't. You listen to respond.
You're the one that's got headphones. I can hear. I don't have headphones.
Every single thing that we've said here, every single thing that Olu has said here, everything Olu has said right here, everything that Egal has said, everything that I've said is, this is a poor Arsenal team that doesn't have its top strikers, its best players on the squad, going to PSV, a team that have not lost at home in the in Europe in 15 games, and asking ourselves, how do we find goals to score here? The only thing that I can take away, like I told Olu, I said, is the fact that when PSV made mistakes, we took our chances and we converted those mistakes. That is how this team can get by with major teams. Like if we play Man U, for example, and they play a low block, this Arsenal team cannot score, as poor as Man U is. That's the truth. If Man U play expansive football and make a mistake, at least it's clear now that these opportunities come, we can capitalize on that. And one thing I will say one thing I will say that I can take.
He literally summarized what you take from the game.
I summarize what I like. So, like for me,
it's very simple.
Another thing I take away from this game, to be honest with you, is we needed a win and a convincing win, however it needed to come. Because in the next few weeks, we're going to have some of our better players coming back. And it'll be nice to have momentum when you're winning. And when they come, there's at least that additional boost of better players coming into the squad, either coming off the bench, playing half a first half or 30 minutes. Because if we're going to go with the mentality that, I don't think if we start losing now, by the time the better players come, it becomes a heavier load to carry. So I think that this is something that I can take away. Now, did Mikel Arteta set us up today to win? Yes, he did. Was it going to be an easy win? No, it wasn't. I expected a draw. I was thinking we would get it.
So my question is, can
I do the super chats before you go ahead? Go ahead.
I was going to say, so they obviously won today, right? You lot won convincingly, and you want us to praise, and we gave you your praise. But when you guys lose, I bet you did you lot talk about the Cronkies today? Like, you know how you beat? Did you talk about the Cronkies, the ownership, or the lack of striker? That's all. Did you lot talk about it, or do you guys only choose when you lose?
Ahmed, wrong point. We're talking about the game.
I honestly don't think the
We're talking
Cronkies
about
are
the
as
game
bad
right
as
now. We're talking about
No,
how they performed in the game.
Can we have like
You can
everyone?
talk about
because
Egal
it's very
hasn't
selective.
spoken for a while.
Ahmed, you can
Ahmed,
talk about
Ahmed, I don't have anything
Dayo,
bad.
let me Egal.
I don't think the Cronkies are as bad as everyone thinks. I think they actually give the club money,
Oh.
and I think that the people who run the club spend it incorrectly. And the Cronkies they've offered the club an opportunity to go and sign a winger in the summer, go sign a striker in the summer. These guys decided to not spend the money. The people in charge are the ones making the decisions. The Cronkies basically say, you know what, here's the checkbook. You decide what you want to do. I trust you. And the people in charge are basically like, yo, let's be risk adverse. Let's save our jobs and let's not spend too much money. I don't think it's from the Cronkies down.
Yeah, let me do the super chats. PSV didn't low block same as City. Big mistake. Yes, Nabil. They did. I actually think the PSV started the low block and Arsenal forced them out. It's a good game plan. It's a very, very good game plan. I just don't understand why people saying PSV didn't low block. The game started, PSV are banking in their 18. Very simple. Omar saying, so I can't make any observations other than glazing Arsenal. No, but I'm not glazing Arsenal. I'm just analyzing the performance today. That without a striker, everyone expected them to maximum get a draw, to go back to the Emirates and win the game. They scored 7 goals without Saka, without Kai Havertz, with Mikel Merino up top, with Declan Rice chipping in, Calafiori chipping in, right? With Mikel Arteta making early substitutions. So we're analyzing the game. It's very simple, Omar. So why is it has to be about the league? The league is lost. Arteta has failed in the league. They won today, Omar. So I think it's irrelevant. You just want to start a conversation, Omar, saying that they didn't. Let's shit on Arteta because he won today 7 and he didn't win in the league. Why are we talking about the league? Exactly, Cal's corner super chat. Why are we talking about the league after winning 7-1? Arteta figured it out. Why are we hating after this? This is the first time.
I didn't talk about the league. Just saying.
I know, but you talked about the Cronkies. We're talking about the game and analyzing the game. You brought up the Cronkies.
Let me finish this. Okay. Egal, as you said, it's a mentality shift. Would you be smashing United at the weekend? Score prediction, please, if you can.
I will save my score prediction for the preview, but I do think the mentality shift is visible in how we approach the rest of the game. And if we see a similar approach versus Man United, is dependent on how Man United play. If Man United come up against us and they try to open up and they play attacking football versus us, you will see the same mentality. But if they play defensive for 90 minutes, you're not going to see the same type of performance, because when teams open up against us, you see that attacking play. Look at Liverpool at home. Look at Man City at home. Look at even Man City away. The teams that play open and attacking football against us, you're going to see this type of football against them.
Can I actually have a take about this? And then I'm going to do the next super chats because the Red Indian, I'm going to respond to you. Simply, why can't we just establish that sometimes teams in the Champions League play so different than they play in the league? Inter, by the way, in the league, we average 60-something% ball position. In the Champions League, we average 44.
Is that at home?
The way we play.
Is that at home or is that away?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter because if you're averaging 60% in a home.
No. In the league, average 60% overall. 60%. And we went to Juventus in Torino and we had the ball. It didn't matter. Unless we score early against the Napoli, for example. You get my point. Unless we score early against the Napoli. But otherwise, we always have the ball. It's just the way we play football. It is so different.
Yeah, I think
playing in the Champions League. Dayo said it very well. Playing in the Champions League is so different than playing in the league. It's just different. It's different football.
And again, you have to analyze this game this way, right? See, I understand it's football across the board, but you have to realize that if you look at all the different leagues, there's different strengths in different leagues and how different clubs play. So when you're talking about Champions League, a knockout tournament, it's more for me about just going in there, scoring the goals, making sure you don't concede, and just moving on to the next round. That's the way I look at. Now, if you're talking about the league, the Premier League, for example, where you're playing the team 2 legs, you're playing now, they have a chance to play you in the second half of the season where they can change their tactics against you. These guys are going to play them in the next couple of weeks. It's like PSV's PSV over the next couple of weeks. Before they can superly change their tactics or we can change our tactics, it's going to be really difficult. So it's about going in there, studying the team you need to play, and just getting your win and moving on. You know,
we have 900 people in the house and we're only on 140 likes, and I'm literally 50 subscribers away from 30k. So if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Let's get to 300, 400 likes, guys. How did Arsenal supporters over different views? Yes, they can't. Egal never offer a different view after a
No,
win.
he says
Dayo never
he said
changed.
he says how dare Arsenal supporters. So
It's a sarcastic comment. I know it's a
Yeah.
sarcastic comment.
Yeah.
Blaze here is saying, Egal, you scored
agree with
7
it.
from an XG 1.97. You always talk on teams outperforming XG against you. So should PSV, like you, come out as unlucky today, especially after mistakes?
actually, Egal, you go first.
They were terrible, and we made them look like a joke. If a team plays that bad defensively, and they basically give up after 4, what was it? After 4-1, they gave up. They deserve everything that they get to them.
Yeah, 100%.
And sorry, this game. Wait, 1 second.
By the way,
This
XG
game-
is so skewed
Thank
because
you.
you can
Thank you
tell
very
that
much.
Arsenal literally had plenty of chances. So skewed.
Wait, 1 second. This is why XG is such an irrelevant stat to use, and most people who talk about XG don't actually understand this, right? And I think Mona, we've talked about in the past
Blaze
with
doesn't understand this, basically.
James.
Go on.
It's all XG is the quality of the chance for an average player. It doesn't say who's taking the shots. So, for example, Calafiori shooting that ball. If that was Raheem Sterling, that XG is 0. Right? Because in reality, that XG is 0 because he's that bad. So never use XG to try to understand how a game goes, because in reality, it's more about shot target.
Just quickly,
Go ahead.
let me say what Olu, wouldn't it have been worse to watch this game, see all the mistakes that PSV made? Let's assume Arsenal did not capitalize on those mistakes. Would you not be more pissed as an Arsenal fan to say, look, these guys are messing up. You can score goals and you don't score the goals. Now, that in itself will be more infuriating to me than what I saw today. So at the end of the day, for me, even if you play poorly and you find a way to beat the other team by putting the ball, we've seen Liverpool this season not perform greatly in certain games, but go on and win. They get a chance, they get the opportunity, they're clinical, they score that goal, the second one, and they lock it up and it's done. That's all it takes these days. That's all you need to do. You don't have to be the team that wins 8-0, all flashy, dribbling everybody, Declan Rice from back to. I don't need all that. Go in there,
I do agree,
and walk out of the place.
I agree. I do agree.
Let me just finish this. How do you guys see the United Arsenal game? I don't know. I see a 0-0. I see goals in that game. I see goals.
3-1 Arsenal.
Muted Husam.
The thing is, this was Olu's initial point before they all brought the swords out. That was Olu's initial point. We have to look forward at the future. Listen, I'm not gonna let anyone disrespect my guy Olu like this. We got Olu because he cooked. Anyway, when it comes to Olu's point, this is overarching point. Yani after all this, you go away to Old Trafford, you draw. Wallahi, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry. Specifically, this current United we just watched as well, like this. How shit that. Do you guys actually watch the Fulham game? I'll be honest with you, as an Arsenal fan, even if you have Arteta himself up top, you have to win. I'll be honest. That is a game that is like, they're so shit. You have to get a result. Ahmed is MRM out. Like there's already people turning on their own manager. Khalas, like they are right now in the sewage. Man United are hanging out with the sewage rats right now. Like this is the best time to play them. And playing them at Old Trafford is better than playing them at Emirates. I'll tell you why. Because Man United are a bunch of arrogant bastards. When you go to them at Old Trafford, they're like, we're Man United, we're the biggest club in the world. And you see the people in the audience go like, ooh, when they don't attack. So it plays into your hands what they're going to do at Old Trafford. If it was at the Emirates, they can come there, park the bus.
I want to move on from it's a valid when people like Egal say injuries, ethic, etc., etc. It's valid, yes, because of the injuries.
Did you just read etc. ethic?
Etc., etc.
Husam, so I just have a question for Husam.
Hold on.
Before me out, let me just respond. Omar, simply put, if roles were reversed, you'd be complaining about injuries also. I'm not saying injury is the reason why you won the league. Injury is what stopped us from trying to continue to progress to try to keep up with you.
Roles were reversed last year, and I said Liverpool.
Are we seriously doing this injuries thing? Come on now.
Anyways,
roles literally reversed last year, and I said Liverpool. Don't get started, Egal. Don't get started. Don't make another short that goes viral.
What are you talking about? You're gonna go mention injuries from 20 years ago. No one gives a shit, bro. The reality situation.
If roles were reversed, we would say that the injuries are the reason. Roles were reversed last year, and I said my club bottled it, and we need to do better. End of.
Hey, and when you fell off, a lot of people did say injuries was a factor, and that's just blatantly obvious.
Not me. Not me. Ask everyone in the chat. Ask Mo. He works with me week in, week out. Never played him.
And also to Husam's point.
Harvey Elliott started right wing against Man City. Endo started against Man City. Connor Bradley started against Man City. Joe Gomez, left back, started against Man City. Kwanzaa started against Man City. Kelleher started against Man City. We were better than them. We dominated them. We had more possession. We had more shots on target, more shots, more corners, everything. And Doku did switch and music to McAllister in the end, and penalty wasn't given. And I still blamed my club.
Wait, one second. And also,
you were in the Europa League last year too. What was your excuse?
Oh God.
There was no excuse for that. I wanted us to win the league. I didn't care about Europe.
Also, it just shows poor squad planning when one of our players goes injured and our replacement is Raheem bloody Sterling in 2025.
That was terrible. Yeah.
So my thing is this, right? When people talk about injuries, I hate that excuse. The reason why I hate that excuse is at the start of the season, you have an opportunity to build your squad, not just your first 11, your whole squad. And if you're bringing your backup as Raheem Sterling, and you're bringing another left back, you're not basically filling out the roles. That is an issue. So whether the injuries came or not, we had still gone and win our games, and we didn't. So we failed.
Brother, with the utmost respect, it's not an excuse when it's an actual factor in reality. It's not an excuse when it's actual reality. If I tell you the reason why somebody can't run at their top speed is because they've aged, it's not an excuse. They've actually aged. If somebody gets injured and they can't perform at the same level as they were when they're fully fit, it's not an excuse. It's an actual reality. So
but the problem is though, you had opportunities.
If you want to say poor squad planning, I understand that. But why is it when somebody states an actual fact, it's okay for Man City to mention that their injuries is the reason why they're not competitive this season. But when Arsenal mention it,
because Man City won 4 in a row.
That's Husam. I also heard till the day until now, I always hear about Van Dijk getting injured the year that you guys fell off. We hear about injuries being a factor in why teams perform worse. But Arsenal lose Martin Odegaard for a large portion of the season. Arsenal lose Bukayo Saka. Arsenal lose majority of their attack. Arsenal lose multiple defenders, and we're not allowed to speak about it.
Are you in a title?
Are we going to have a real football conversation?
So would you say you're still in a title race? Wait, hold on. I'm going to ask you a question.
The title race is finished, Ahmed. What are you talking about?
Ahmed, he's talking to me. Mo, since you've met me, what have I said about squad? What have I said about squad building? I've always said that I don't care if you have injuries. Go and win your games. That is my thing.
I don't disagree with that.
Exactly. So Man City, I've criticized Man City when they brought in Gundogan, and I said if something happens and they've got to play Gundogan, it's their fault. So Man City fans can cry about injuries all they want to. The reality is that they chose to bring Gundogan as opposed to bringing a good quality replacement for Rodri, and they've now felt the pain of that. Same thing happened when Van Dijk went down injury. For me, I just look at it as that. I won't call it an excuse. I'll just say you have to plan for any eventuality. We didn't plan well because we chose to bring in Raheem
Even
Sterling.
if you plan, and you have multiple players. One second, bro. Let me finish. Even if you plan and you have multiple players in those positions and they all still get injured, you can at that point you still have to acknowledge the injuries are a factor. This is a professional sport. Players get injured, and at certain points, as much as you plan, if somebody breaks their knee and another player then gets injured and then another player then gets injured, it's no longer an excuse. It's an actual factor in why you cannot perform at your peak.
What injury crisis are you facing, by the way?
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Bukayo Saka got injured. We were trying to figure out who played on the right. We got Ethan to start performing on the right. Ethan played 1 or 2 games and then he had a muscle injury and was out for a couple of games. You remember? So you had somebody. So my thing is, regardless of what we say, the same thing left back. Zinchenko was injured from the beginning of the season. We don't rate him, right? All of us know. We bring in Calafiori. Calafiori comes into the game. Calafiori, in fact, who was covering left back then? It was what's his name again? Who's playing right back now? That's playing left back. Timber playing left back, who had just come back from an ACL that we were all complaining about. Don't give him too many games so he doesn't, rehurt himself. We bring in Calafiori. Calafiori has a few injuries, doesn't play for a few games. So the truth is, you can still build, even in the positions where we have depth, right? We've had multiple injuries to one particular position where we had to bring Lewis Kelly from the academy to play left back because that left back, Zinchenko was out fully. Calafiori was out fully.
I don't understand. Do they want us to
So-
get the
so my-
violence out of Arsenal or
so
something?
my-
Like,
No,
So,
it's
bro,
completely destroying
Oh,
Olu's point.
We're
The
having
position where we have 7 players.
Bro, you lot had the fully
Got
fit team
injured.
and you still couldn't do it.
Yeah,
This whole thing about
Ahmed,
it's
Ahmed,
missing
Ahmed,
injuries.
Ahmed,
there's nothing-
Ahmed, we're
Ahmed,
responding. We're responding to
Both
somebody's
sides.
question, though. He asked a question about injuries, and I'm responding to that particular question. What part of it don't you understand?
Bro, Dayo, you just waffle for like 10 minutes and I'll
What
lose.
part of it
I'll
don't you
lose
understand? I haven't
All
spoken for
right,
10
all
minutes.
right. Dayo, let me just spell it
Bro, I'll
out
be
for
so
him.
real,
Let
man.
me just
Ahmed,
spell it
can you
out for
calm
him.
down? I want to see what Dayo. I
Simply
want
put,
Dayo to learn.
simply put, we have 7 left backs. We still had a left back injury problem.
Oh.
So here's what I'm saying, Olu.
So
Injuries-
what poor planning?
Olu, injuries are part of the game.
Well, wait, sorry. To that point, wait, before you finish that, to that point, was Arsenal's issue defending?
No. So can I just answer?
There you go. So we plan.
Going over
So
your
we
head.
plan.
Olu,
Going over
No,
your
you're
head.
not. No, see what you're doing is you're focusing. You're focusing.
Hold on.
Wait, you're focusing. Wait, stop. 1 second. You're focusing on the number of injuries. I'm saying to you, squad planning is that if players go down, we still can defend. We can, even with all the defenders injured, we could still
Let's put
defend,
them
right?
next
Which
to each
means
other more.
the squad had been planned properly, right? Going forward, there was a problem, which means
Olu.
we didn't plan properly for that, did we?
So
Yes or no?
Olu,
Our
remember-
point is not
Egal,
about
just
that.
hold on. Egal,
Our
just
point
hold
is
on. Egal,
debunk
one second.
your point.
Egal,
Your
no, I'm not
point
even
was
debunking.
squad
I'm not even
planning.
debunking the points here. But Egal,
Even if you have 7 players in a certain position, you can still get fucked over.
Olu,
Yes,
Olu,
but we are good defensively. The problem is attacking.
Listen, Olu, 2 things can be true, right? You can build a squad. Injuries are part of the game,
Oh, yeah.
right? That's a given. You can have a deep squad. Injuries are part of the game, regardless of what you say. Can we turn around and blame injuries for not winning? No, I wouldn't blame injuries for not winning. My thing is, what I saw them do today is what a team that doesn't have a really deep squad should be doing when you go and play.
I
Play
agree
to
with
your
that.
best strength. Take your chances when you have the chances. Capitalize on mistakes because you know you don't have some of your better forwards in the game, and just get the win.
I agree with that.
If you can figure that out as a manager because you did not build a deep squad, which is fair enough, you've laid your bed, you want to lie in it, then carry on. That's all I need to see. So at the end of the day, when people sit and try to say, it's injuries, I'm like, no. I said it this season. I said, Mikel Arteta has no sympathy from me as a manager who did not get extra players to build up the squad. If he goes into any game, I expect him to win. Find
There
a
you
way
go.
to win. My problem
There you
now
go.
with Arsenal fans is this. When he goes in and he wins, whether he wins ugly or not, they come and complain. Oh, you guys want praise. You didn't do this. They didn't cut through them. Dude, I don't care about cutting through them anymore. I care about just winning because you don't have the squad to go in there to cut through them. You don't have the backup players. You have injuries like every other team has injuries, which is not an excuse. Just go in there and do your business. So
I agree with you. I agree with you. I see that point. I agree with you. But also, forget the negativity. My boy Ethan Wanyeri, that boy is special.
Can we now talk about the game today? Can we go back a little bit? Why does the energy of this stream just went down significantly?
I don't know what it is, Mo. I don't know why they're so like.
Ahmed, you freaking bring the energy down, you
Nah,
fraud.
bro, I'm
You
just minding my
bring the
business here,
energy.
man. But I'm just eating, bro. You get me? They're just on edge, innit? Like I don't know. I didn't say anything.
Let me do, but here you go.
Wait.
But Arteta got it right today, didn't he? I am confused. Here's the thing, but Arteta got it right today. So should he have got it? Simple. I just want a short answer from one of the Arsenal fans. Just simple. Shouldn't Arteta have gotten it right with the same players against the other teams without the players that he was
Thank
missing
you.
as well
But that's
today?
the question.
It's called
Simple one.
simple answer. It's called work in progress because he didn't face no.
Okay.
You played for the first time.
Let him answer, yeah. Husam, can you stop?
Husam, last season, I said this about Liverpool.
Oh,
Hold on, Liverpool was ahead of Arsenal last year. I said this when Liverpool had injuries and they fell off, and we caught up with them. I told someone, I said when Mo Salah came back from the AFCON injured, and they had a couple of their players injured, and they were playing with young teenage boys. I made it clear. I said this was our opportunity to capitalize because they are facing something that they had not faced, and then eventually they figured it out and they won games with it. But it wasn't an easy ride. Same thing when Rodri was out with City last season. The first 3 games that City played after they had been winning, what happened? Even Pep Guardiola struggled in those 3 games. He drew 2, lost 1, and then eventually figured it out without Rodri. So the point is, at the end of the day,
You know the problem is, Dayo? You know the problem is, it's too late.
it's too late. I agree with you.
That's
But
it. That's the whole point.
But your question was why did
So what happens, Mr. Work in Progress, if you draw at Old Trafford? Then what?
What happens if I
Yeah,
go
but
to
Husam, I don't think it matters. See, I
what
don't
if I
think it
say that
matters.
system makes
No, but he needs to
Now,
answer.
I don't think it matters. No. Hold on, Dayo, hold on. Hold on, please. Hold on.
If
Let
I
me
go to
let
Old
me
Trafford
talk.
and beat them 8-0, Husam, will you now say Arsenal is back? Would you say that?
Okay.
Can you answer my
because-
question first
Your
without
point
asking me a
exactly.
question?
Your point, my point exactly.
Your words, not mine. Work
I'm
in
Politician.
progress.
I'm not predicting the future here.
Dayo, see, this is your problem. You listen to respond. You don't listen to understand.
I don't. When it
You
comes
said, you just said your own words, not my words. Banter on the pitch. Make sure you guys subscribe. Words. It's a work in progress. Okay.
Mhm.
This Sunday, 1-1 full time result.
Guys, made
Then
Egal
what?
depressed. He was so buzzing on the
Then
football
what?
terrace.
So again, listen, quote me, quote what
Can
I
you
said.
answer? Just
Yeah,
answer honestly.
no, quote what you just quoted me now. What
Allah,
did I
Egal, I hate. I feel you, Egal.
No,
Allah.
hold on, more. What did I just say? Quote me again. Husam, say exactly what I said. You said work
You
in
said
progress.
work in progress.
So if it goes to 1-1, what does work in progress mean? Does it mean a perfected thing? No, it means that there is still stuff to be fixed. So if we go and mess it up again, I said working and I chose
So you're
those
just covering your ass in case
Dayo,
something
Dayo,
happens.
can we let other people?
Anyways.
Because I want to get other people to
those
talk
words
as well.
particularly. I didn't turn around and say we're back. Oh, we beat
Egal,
and that's what
we
you're
should have.
expecting. And
We should
because
have brought players in January. We should have
Mm.
brought players in January, and I don't think Egal has ever said no to that. No, I think actually Egal said that. No. Hold on, I gotta correct myself. Egal literally said, if buying players in January will affect our plans in the summer, we shouldn't buy players in January.
No, I said we need to buy players in January. Let's just not go and buy the wrong player that's then gonna stop us from progressing in the striker position.
Can you emphasize on wrong player? What define a wrong player, please? Because I want to understand what you're trying to say when you say a wrong player, and yeah, just get to the point, please.
I forget who we were linked to,
That was
but
rude.
it wasn't Ollie
just-
Watkins, but we were linked to another striker, and I was like, I don't want to just bring in
Let's go.
any striker. It was what's it called? The guy from PSG, the guy from PSG who went to Juventus, Kolomoani,
Kolomwani.
and we're also linked to Tel.
You would have cooked with Kolomwani.
and Tel, and
we
I'm
don't
like,
know this.
But Dayo. Kolomwani would
If he
have.
gets injured, what if he came and he got injured?
Yeah, anybody. What if you sign Isak in the summer and he gets injured? That's not how you plan that life.
But at the
Dayo,
end-
Yeah, I
that's
can't
not how
lie.
you plan the life, Dayo. What if
I
Dayo,
think
hold
you're
on now.
getting who you
Hold on
really
now.
want. You're getting,
Did you hear what he just said? That's crazy.
no, but you're
Hold on,
getting who
Dayo,
you
now.
really,
If
really
he gets
want. bro.
injured.
You're getting who you
Dayo.
really want. That's the point.
Dayo,
The point is,
Dayo, can you
why go in January
us
and
talk?
Oh my
pick
God.
up cap when you can actually get what you want? I wanted a player in January, but I wanted it to be the player that we really
Oh
definitely.
my.
What if you wait for the right player and you get him? September comes in, he gets injured.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I know
this is
that.
But we don't talk about football like this. Like that's not how it works.
The same way you don't
Bro,
talk about
all I know is
Anyway, can we
all
go
I
back
know
to the
is-
game? I'm gonna go back to the game, please.
I'm just gonna say this. Ethan was outstanding. Martin Odegaard was outstanding today. Ethan actually is now the third fastest goal scorer in a knockout round, like the youngest goal scorer in football history. And Jude Bellingham and another one from Barcelona are the only ones ahead of him. And Martin Odegaard, 2 goals and an assist. I thought he had a really good performance. Been waiting for him to have a really good performance like that in a while. And I think hopefully hopefully can turn his form around and kick on from here. Trossard played well also. The ones that surprised me was Declan Rice's what do you call it, overall performance has risen massively in that game, and he really did good offensively in addition to his defensive portion. His pass was amazing with the turn and everything that he did in the lead up to that opening goal. And the final piece of the puzzle, we just got to talk about it. Everyone's going to criticize.
Before you go on, let me finish these super chats because they are related to what we were talking about. Context and injuries are excuses for failure. I hear you, but also at the same time, sometimes you'll have to look. I don't think injuries this season cost Arsenal. I believe, this is my belief, it's most belief. If Arsenal had a fully fit team, Liverpool would have still won the league.
The reason why I believe that as well is objectively they were below us even with the whole team fit.
That's it.
No, but 1 second. I'm not even saying injuries cost us the league. I'm saying
It's injuries and VAR. Go ahead, say it. Yalla.
No. Hear me out, Husam.
Yeah.
Injuries have stopped, have slowed us down from being able to maintain our momentum.
Fair enough.
Forget about
Jackie is saying, I'm very scared Arsenal will do the double now. Oh my God, Jack with his sarcastic
double?
comment. He's sarcastic. Jack, pick up Jack.
Come on.
He's
Okay, but
sarcastic.
he's talking about Tim Hortons double.
Guys, let me do that. Let me do this.
Let me do a double. Emirates Cup,
The
and
PSV
Champions
Cup and the
League.
City Cup.
Emirates Cup and Champions League. Come
You
on, double.
fraud. What the fuck?
The PSV Cup and the
All
City
I'm
Cup.
20, big up 20 for the super chat. All I'm taking from today is that we can now focus on the next 2 Premier League games, United away and Chelsea at home. Win those games and solidify top 4 so we can try to make a miracle happen in the Champions League. It's all we got. I don't think the league matters at the current moment. Arsenal are not going to drop out of the top 5, even if they do it to Man United.
Super chat. And then he sent.
Like, what? Because of the Champions League, you think it's okay? I think Sam thinks it's impossible for Arsenal to win the Champions League. Impossible. He gives him.
Stop.
Can Inter win the Champions League?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Big up. Egal talking about all these injuries. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was Arsenal best starting 11 bar Saka and Kai Havertz. Them no buy a striker is what that. Is that why you're shouting?
Martinelli as well.
Plays as a Chelsea fan, I would expect you to understand when you have multiple players injured in a specific position, not only does it impact your starting 11, it impacts your substitution, it impacts your ability to play the game as comfortably as you normally would. So for somebody who's had their whole defense out last year, plus Reece James for almost 2 years, I would expect you to understand that. But clearly you just have an Arsenal agenda.
OGN, okay, OGN here is saying, can we freaking talk about the damn game?
No.
Which is, there are a couple of players that I want to highlight. Big up, my man. And Free Palestine is what Aboud is saying. Free Palestine. Free Palestine, Aboud. Big up AMD. Habibi, thank you so much for the super chat. Talk about the game now. Danish, more Inter play Arsenal, the Champions League will win. We're not going to play them because I don't think Arsenal will reach the final. Let's just
reach the final as well. Relax.
We're just trying to have fun.
Danish, I don't think Arsenal will reach the final. If Inter reach the final, I don't think it's going to be Arsenal there. It's going to be a miracle if Arsenal.
I hope we don't play Real Madrid because I'm sick and tired of seeing my video.
What are you talking about? 100%. Listen,
Egal, you really hope for your own sake to play Real Madrid or that video to go viral again. Well, what are you talking about?
Egal,
they're playing it today.
Egal.
It's fantastic.
Listen,
so we go back to the game now. No, stop now. Let's go back to the game.
I will go back to it.
I have a
100% record at the Bernabeu. Just remember that.
If
Only
Arsenal
one team here has 100% record at the Bernabeu.
I have this argument. Today's performance, what I take from them is that Arsenal are so solid defensively still, right? Yes, PSV are not great, but again, Arsenal are solid defensively. If Arsenal do these performances and Declan Rice have these good performances, Nwaneri, Odegaard, everything is possible in the football. Today's game, for example, Ahmed, you're so shocked. Declan Rice had a man-of-the-man performance.
Your logic is so shit.
Can I talk to Ahmed now?
Your logic is shit, Mo.
Why is my logic shit?
Wow. Aston Villa can win the Champions League, guys, because everything is possible.
No.
Everything is possible.
Do you think, okay, do you think Aston Villa have the same chance as Arsenal of winning the Champions League, for example?
No, I think Aston Villa has a bigger chance than Arsenal.
Okay, no.
Why?
Because Unai Emery has won multiple European Cups, because Asensio is a Champions League winner, because Aston Villa have more
Jorginho and Kai Havertz are Champions League winners.
Arsenal have Asensio. What did he win with Real Madrid? What did he win? Intertoto
Cup. The key figure as well in it. So
Asensio,
anyway.
fair enough.
Yeah, Pau Torres was there when he won with Villarreal the Europa League as well. He beat you. You get me? Arsenal have 0% chance of winning Champions League. Aston Villa have 2% chance of winning Champions League.
Okay, so if you were to have said their road to the final is maybe easier, I would have respected that. If you say Unai Emery is a cup manager and he does well, fair. But the moment you start mentioning players, that doesn't mean shit.
No, I said all three things. I said Unai Emery is a cup manager, and they don't have to play Real or Atletico.
If I take Jordan Henderson,
the realms of possibility for Villa to beat Liverpool. It's not impossible.
Bro, if I say Jordan Henderson's on Ajax, and that's why Ajax is going to do something, that's nonsense.
Yeah, Asensio's
not nonsense. He's an experienced player that helps his teammates.
Yeah, but Asensio's not the same Asensio as what he was at Real Madrid. So
it's not beyond the realms of possibility. Villa beating Liverpool.
What if Arsenal play Atletico Madrid? Can Arsenal? Can I ask you something, Husam? Can Arsenal? problem is, I hear Husam's logic for
The thing
for
is, I
one
watched
reason only.
Atletico Real Madrid today. Forget
Same.
Real, push them to the
Same.
side. Atletico Madrid. Today, it took one elite moment from Rodrigo to put Real Madrid 1-0 up, and another elite moment from Brahim Diaz for it to go 2-1. Name one player in Arsenal who does any of those elite moments. Go ahead.
Ethan
Who can do
Nwaneri. Ethan
Kai Havertz won a Champions League
Nwaneri.
final for Chelsea.
Give me Ethan. Give me
So we're
Ethan.
flexing over
Name
teams.
one player that Arsenal currently have facing
There's no one.
Real.
There's no one that does that.
Put
I've seen the
Ethan.
goals
I
as well.
told
I've seen the goals.
Ethan
Okay, so
Why
here
do
is
you-
we
we
are
have
not
big game.
in this
One
game.
second. Why are you acting like we don't have big game players?
You don't.
Gabriel is not a big game player.
Wow.
Yeah,
you
because
know
the
it's-
guy that's gonna have a moment against Real Madrid is your
centre
centre
back.
back. Fantastic
You-
idea.
No. I'm talking about
Unless
players.
he's Sergio
I'm talking
Ramos,
about-
your point
So
is.
I think
flawed.
Gabriel's a big game player.
Oh.
I think right now Ethan's a big game player. If as much as you guys
Ethan.
might disagree with me, Leandro
Yes,
Trossard has shown on numerous
Ethan at the
occasions.
Bernabeu. Let's go.
I showed, bro. What do you mean? We've seen Jack Wilshere. At
Trossard
Camp
at
Nou.
the Wanda
We've
Metropolitano.
seen Jack Wilshere at the Camp Nou.
I
Yeah,
like.
look how far you have to go back to this.
I like all this noise that you're making.
I wonder how far you have to go back.
What is your head?
Look how
What is your
far
head-to-head with
you have to
Madrid?
go back. This is
What is
crazy.
your
to
head?
me, yeah.
What is your head-to-head with Madrid?
Real Madrid, yeah. I watched
What
that
is
game.
your head-to-head with Madrid?
Nah, I haven't cut him. once,
Honestly, guys, let's not
I'm
go
just
there, Dayo.
No.
Yeah,
I
but-
know it's not a lot. but
Dayo
I'm
just wants the beef, bro. I come in.
Egal, you know
peace,
deep down you don't even believe
not
what
about
you're
beef.
saying.
It's not about beef.
I don't believe
I'm
what.
saying
What are you
Madrid
talking
are not
about?
beating
You
Europe.
don't believe what you're saying.
I'm
You know this.
not saying I'm going to beat
I
them,
don't
but
believe what. What are you talking about?
Bro.
You don't believe what you're saying about the team having difference makers.
You
You
know,
know I'm right.
Atletico Madrid, bro. You
Bro,
know that game.
we
that
have
Costa-
difference makers. It's just the
You have
thing
one
is,
difference maker and he's injured.
Saka, that's all you're
Ethan,
saying.
Ethan,
Bro,
Ethan.
I don't know
Only
about
one
you.
difference maker.
I don't know
I
about
think you're
you.
arguing the
but,
wrong. I think you're arguing the
Gabriel-
wrong.
One
You're
second.
arguing the wrong.
You're
thing.
telling me Gabriel has not been a difference maker. He literally scored a goal versus every single big
Yeah,
team.
Habibi, Gabriel cannot be a difference maker in a Champions League quarterfinal against Madrid or Atletico. Ya akhi, to score a goal. What's
Bro,
wrong with you?
Gabriel, for us, does what Sergio Ramos or John Terry used to do for Real Madrid and Chelsea. He's
Yeah,
that
that's
defender
delusion,
who
by the
pops
way.
up
That's
with a goal all
delusion.
the
Wallahi,
time.
that's delusion. That needs to get. That's absolute delusion. You're on crack.
I
by the way.
quit.
Clip this. Gabriel
quit.
Magalhaes
You're smoking.
is one of
you're
the most
smoking some crazy stuff.
essential goal-scoring centre backs since
quit.
John Terry and
This
Sergio
is
Ramos.
I
crazy.
don't want to do content anymore, you guys. I quit.
Yeah.
Khalas.
I'm
gonna
dead
go back to
serious.
engineering.
Bro. Nacho
Why are
Fernandez
you
is a
acting
good
like-
game player.
why are you
That's
actually
acting like you
believe-
haven't been watching Gabriel Magalhaes consistently pop up as one of the main goal scorers for Arsenal?
Listen, you're 100% correct. So when
That's
Arsenal are
crazy.
1-0 down to Real Madrid away at the Bernabeu, they're going to give the ball to Gabriel. Score. Gabriel.
No. So I'll say this
No,
though.
I'm
To
talking
Egal's
about
point, though, you do see teams actually game prep corners for Gabriel specifically, where they're actually trying to stop him from getting to a space to get the ball. So in a way, he is a difference maker in the sense that if we get a corner, teams have to plan for him. And even today, he had a chance to score, right? He got to the back post, he missed, right? So
Literally
in a way, you do have to game plan for the fact that he's such a dominant force.
You guys
in
are
there.
talking like he's
However-
Ronald Koeman, bro. That's what you guys are talking about.
However,
That's-
I think he might have scored more than
You
him.
guys are talking like he's
Something
Ronald
like
Koeman.
his friend Beckenbauer.
Bro, like
Big man,
Gabriel,
big
mate. Like,
Ahmed,
come on, you guys are.
Ahmed, you
This is nonsense.
You know what the
Ahmed,
problem is?
Ahmed,
The
you
people are
never
so
watched
disingenuous.
You never
I'm
watched
s-
Ronald Koeman
So
play.
Joe
You
Russell-
talk about him.
Can I have? Okay, here's my argument about Arsenal.
Arsenal win the Champions League. I will chop it off.
Okay, hold on.
Mm.
Here is the problem. I'm not saying that the Arsenal will go to play Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid are favorites at all. But the difference is, Arsenal, if you guys are sit here, if anyone can sit here and tell me that it's a full-on conclusion, I want you guys to make a statement to say that Arsenal will lose by a 3-goal margin. As what I said on the football terrace. I don't want anyone to come and tell me, I told
I'll
you
make that
so.
conclusion against
Hold
who,
on,
you mean?
hold on. So you're saying that Arsenal will lose by 3-goal margins in the tie against Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid?
Arsenal will
Otherwise,
lose
you're
by
wrong.
three goals or more against Real Madrid, but Arsenal will lose by 2 goals against Simeone because
Okay.
it's different.
Now
style.
I believe that I understand my point, because my point is the reason why I say everything is possible, Husam, and it's not just a waffle, because I believe that Arsenal, if they lose to Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid, they will be within 1 or 2 goals in the 2 ties, and that makes it close. You get my point? Like, if Inter lost to Atletico Madrid by penalties last season, you cannot tell me I told you so that Inter will lose to Atletico Madrid, which is literally a save away. I know that you said that. You said that Arsenal lose by 3 points. I believe that Arsenal can shit house their way into keeping themselves in the game, and everything is possible. The reason why I'm saying that because of how strong their defensive is. What is wrong with you? How
NBA.
strong? Do
KG,
I believe that
anything
Arsenal? Do I believe that Arsenal are favorites? Let me finish this point because it's very, very important because people think I say that Arsenal will win the tie. No. But if Lille are playing Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, I will say it's a full-on conclusion.
Okay,
it's
can I ask you a
done,
question,
it's
Mo?
over.
What's
Okay, what's the
point?
chances?
Just
Give me a
2 seconds.
number.
2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. Yeah.
2080.
Wait.
think
Wait.
it's-
Wait, let me
20%
check.
chance Arsenal beat Real Madrid.
Or
I think
Atletico
there's a
Madrid.
60-40
Are you
chance.
sure you drank tea and not something else?
Arsenal we beat
Oh,
Real
no, yeah.
2008,
Guys,
2006 as
I
well.
think it's a lot
Really?
closer than you guys think.
Yeah.
I think
And
it's
they had-
60.
and they
very
had
strange,
they had
man.
R9. They had R9.
By the way, can I say something before you go on again?
You had Thierry
I'm
Henry.
asking-
Stop it.
Yeah, no,
I
but
am
you have
assuming-
are you
Guys,
comparing
can we stop? Can we stop?
Thierry
Guys,
Henry is
please.
better than your whole
Guys,
team put together. Thierry Henry alone is better than your whole 11.
Can I
Stop it.
fucking talk now? Can I fucking talk?
Facts.
Can I
Mo Salah
fucking
is better
talk?
than your whole 11.
Can I fucking talk now?
That makes no
Here's the
sense. 'cause
thing.
he's a part of my 11.
I am assuming that because
Outside of
Remember-
everybody else, he should.
Allah
That's
Al-Azim.
the proof is Van Dijk, Alisson.
Nah, he's
I'm
not.
assuming that Saka's gonna be back, Martinelli is gonna be back. By that time, Arsenal will already lose in the league. It's over, it's done, officially, it's
He's done
gone.
right
No
now.
one's
It's
talking about the
done.
league. Stop gaslighting.
So they're not gonna be thinking about the next game in the league. They're gonna be thinking about one game only. Mikel Arteta is gonna make a plan. I'm shit housing my way into a corner or a 1-0 or a set piece or even a 0-0. Here is the problem, Husam, and I think this is why it's a 2080. Because I believe that Arsenal going to the second leg to the Bernabeu and the Wanda Metropolitana is actually demolishing their chances. But I still
Yes.
believe they have a 20% chance of maybe in the first game, even if it's a 1-0 or a 1-1, Arsenal can go and shit out their way into a draw.
80-20?
And it goes to penalties.
Okay,
80-20
Mbappe,
United.
a player who scored a hat-trick in a World Cup final.
I actually believe that freaking
Let me
Atletico Madrid will go through.
Vinicius
I actually
scored
believe
multiple-
Atletico Madrid will go through, to be honest.
Vinicius, multiple goals in multiple important moments for Real Madrid. Same with Rodrigo, Jude Bellingham, all these players. So before the night they play Arsenal at the Emirates, you think they have sleeping problems? Yani? I'm so scared. You think they're
No, they
shivering?
are. No, they don't.
It's a completely normal game to them. It's like
they're
they're
not
playing
very-
Osasuna. عادي.
Habibi, if you actually see Real Madrid were losing to Man City 1-0, they are absolutely, and Benzema is joking. These guys, they don't lose sleep. Liverpool, Barcelona, they don't. The only team that they will lose sleep on in Barcelona. Why? Because of the rivalry.
I agree with you. 100% agreed.
But any other team,
But
these
that's
guys,
why Arsenal don't have a
Inter-
20% chance. Since we agree that these Real Madrid players are not afraid of
we-
Anfield or San Siro or
They're not
Etihad
afraid of
or
anybody,
anywhere,
man.
then by definition, I'm not going to say 20% chance.
They have
20% is nothing.
100%,
20% is nothing.
100%
Can I
20% is
at the
nothing.
Bernabeu.
20% is
Respect.
very
No, but-
small.
Wait.
Can I
I
speak?
want to say something. I've not said anything
I'm
in
gonna
ages here.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
give
hold on, hold on.
Arsenal. I'm gonna give Arsenal a 40% chance. And here's my logic.
That's kind of wild, though.
Here's my
It's fucking
logic.
wild, though.
Here's my logic. The 20% advantage is going to them because they have a better attack than us. I think our great equalizer is our defense.
Can
Our
I have the other 20% that you're playing the second leg away from home as well? That is another 20%.
No. I've already factored that in. That's why they
You
have the
already
advantage.
factored that in. You already
Yeah.
factored that in.
Yeah.
Oh la la, oh la la. Go ahead.
So this is my logic. My logic is our defense is solid enough to maintain a close gap between majority of teams. I don't see any team coming to our ground or we're going to their ground and they demolish us like 3-4-0. I don't think that's a possibility. But I can see a margin where it's maybe like 2-1 or 2-0, maybe a 2-goal margin at best. That's what I'm looking at. And that's versus Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid have been quite decent recently offensively also. So whichever one it is, Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid, I don't see either of them slapping us like 3-0 like people expect. I think defensively we're solid enough where we're going to keep games close. It's just how many goals can we score? How many goals can we muster? And against Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, they're going to play a much more open game than 90% of the teams we see in the Premier League.
Not Simeone. Simeone is bringing.
Can I?
no
Maybe
ass.
Ahmed.
Simeone this season has been a lot more open.
I know Ahmed wants to talk. I'm gonna just do this super chats before Ahmed talk. Carlos Corner said, Husam is such a hater, bro. Pretended to be an underdog all season and only has chest and arrogance once everything is signed and sealed.
I don't have arrogance at all in the Champions League. I said the same thing about Liverpool at Madrid at Anfield and Madrid at the Emirates. So I keep the same energy. Madrid in the Champions League is a different animal. If you can't understand that, that's your problem.
Be nice to Husam. He's depressed. Arsenal won.
I'm not. It's the wrong person you're coming at. I said Arsenal will beat PSV. Nice try, though.
Mute Egal for 5 minutes for that deluded take. Come on, you gooners. I don't think Egal had a deluded take other than the 40-60% until this moment, to be honest.
I gave them the Madrid teams 60%, by the way.
No,
Yeah, Egal. Okay, I'm gonna break it down to you, Egal. By definition, if you were playing the second leg at your ground, it is 60-40 towards them. So the fact that you're playing the second leg at their ground, now it goes to 80-20. That makes sense.
Okay, no, I think that's false.
Is any of this based off of previous?
Based on a lot of factors.
Mo, is any of this based off previous records? Is any of this?
No.
Hold on, I'm coming.
No.
Can I finish? So this is solely based off of current form, right? Current form of the two teams.
Form and players and clutch moments and experience in the team.
Again, because
forget fuck. If Real Madrid, hold on. I'm just gonna break it down to you very before you go on. No, I'm gonna answer you because you're gonna break your point.
I will finish.
Baby, I'm gonna break your point.
If Real Madrid, so what are you asking?
No. But before you go on, if Real Madrid, once they play Arsenal, are 6 in the league, I'll still stand by the same point. Does that make form go out of the way? Yes.
So again, you've missed my total. You didn't let me finish the question. You basically jumped the fence.
Okay.
Now Baboya has caught you. We have to call the ambulance to take you to hospital. Just wait. I'm waiting. We're looking at current form. Of course, Madrid is better. So my question is, are we also putting into the factor that this is a knockout tournament, and in the only time Arsenal has ever faced Madrid in the history of Arsenal has always been in Europe. And every time we've met them in a knockout tournament in Europe, every single time they have not beat us once. Now,
100% record.
Now, I am not saying that we are better than them. I am talking about the fact that we have seen in the Champions League a Chelsea squad where Mason Mount assists a Kai Havertz to win the Champions League. And they were what was their position in the league? So
who was their manager?
So my point.
Let's not forget about that.
Let me finish. We've seen an Arsenal squad play a Real Madrid team that had R9, Raul as strikers. They had Ruud van Nistelrooy coming off the bench. These were the players that they had. I could not beat.
You had one of the most clutch players ever to play for your club.
I just mentioned 3 clutch players for them. We had one. There's a big difference. You see,
it was the Galacticos.
The Chelsea take is nonsense, by the way.
And we talk about the Galacticos as one of the greatest teams that has ever played, but we're not able to over. So in cup,
they actually Real Madrid at that time weren't actually great at all. They never won the Champions League.
You know why the Chelsea take? You know why the Chelsea take?
So again, my question is: are we factoring in cup tournament as a thing? Because if we're just going to look at the sports for
I am not factoring that, to be honest.
You know what,
I don't think that is a factor. I don't think that's a factor at all. I want to do a couple of these before you go on. I saw Mason Mount assist Kai Havertz for the winning goal in the UEFA Champions League final. If that is possible, then anything is possible. Let the people dream, bro.
Yeah, I saw Leicester win a league. I agree with you. Next season, Premier League winner. 2025 Ipswich Town. Let's go.
Bro.
20, you got your response.
By the way, just so you guys know, I don't expect Arsenal to win the Champions League, but I do think it's just going to be a clock closer. And I think people are writing us off as if we're going to be this banter club who get 8-2'd again. We're not. We're not.
Real Madrid against Arsenal will be.
You know how things said it's a color thing. It's not a color thing. It's an Arsenal thing. You guys have this underbelly Arsenal thing where no matter what, anytime Arsenal's mentioned, immediately people assume you're going to get slapped. History is going to repeat itself over and over again.
Okay, can I tell you why this is total bullshit and this is not an Arsenal thing? Because Mo will tell you, when it comes to Real Madrid, today I was supporting Atletico like I'm Simeone's son. I need the Real Madrid out of this competition. The reason why I think he's going to go out is because they have so many difference makers. Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe, Valverde, Tchouameni, Camavinga, All of these players are better than any players Arsenal have. Literally, like any of them. Rudiger, Champions League experience multiple times. Mendy at left back is better than your left backs. Yeah,
Saka's
everyone,
better than Rodrigo, bro.
That's
everyone,
nonsense, by the
everyone,
way. That's nonsense.
everyone
That's-
that they have,
that's chatting
everyone
rubbish,
that
bro.
they have has been there, done that in the elite moments. Kylian Mbappe
Right.
scored a hat-trick
Wait,
in a World Cup
wait.
final. He's
You-
not
you-
a nobody.
Don't let me
And it's
go.
not
Just
an
triggered him.
Arsenal thing, because if Arsenal had Salah, Ruben Diaz,
Bro, by the
Rodri,
way, his hat trick was
you
2
have no
penalties.
chance.
So
I'm not gonna say
basically,
you have no chance. I don't want to face Madrid. By the way, this is not an
By the way,
Arsenal thing.
He scored a hat trick. I love Kylian Mbappe. I supported him to try to win that World Cup versus Messi and Argentina, but it was 2 penalties. And let's be honest, let's be 100% honest. He could have made it a 4th to win the whole thing. So let's stop picking up a World Cup final hat trick where he lost.
who's talking
And
about the
also,
World Cup final?
let's talk
Bro.
about this Rodrigo thing, right? Like when people say, "Oh, who's better, Rodrigo or Saka?" Like if you look at the records in scoring goals, actually it's
Saka's
pretty
better.
similar to each other. And also, you say Rodrigo
This
plays. Wait,
comparison,
let
I'm
me
not even
talk.
going to entertain
Let
it.
me
I'm not even
talk.
going to
Let me
entertain
talk.
this comparison.
Let me talk. Let me talk. You
This
don't just
comparison-
Bro, you think Ahmed's better?
You're not. You're
This
not.
comparison deserves jail sentence. Just all
All
over
I'm going
it,
to
like,
say,
it's
all I'm
nonsense.
going to say is this: first of all, Rodrigo plays for a better team in Real Madrid and then Arsenal, right? That's a fact, right? And if you say the records are actually pretty similar in terms of goal scoring, you can say actually there is a comparison that can be made between both of them, and it all comes down to preference when you look at the actual statistics and the output, right? So it's not like Rodrigo is outscoring Saka by 3-1. It's not that. But anyways, when it comes back to this whole Arsenal Real Madrid, all I'm going to say is this. Now, I've been a little bit downbeat, maybe for some people, but I'm a fan, and as a fan, I'm going to dare to believe. I'm more dare to believe that we can beat Real Madrid, right? When I watched it, right? I didn't watch it I didn't watch a clip of it. I didn't watch a replay. I watched it live. When Arsenal beat Real Madrid, believe me, I was crapping myself before we went and played that game. But wait, let me just finish. I saw something which I never thought I would see, which is Arsenal beat Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, and then a Highbury holding to 0-0.
I need to
all
do
I'm gonna
this.
say is, I know what you have to do. It. All I'm going to say is, Arsenal fans, dare to believe. That's all I'm going to say. Forget the percentages, forget all that. Just dare to believe.
I know Egal has to go, guys. Egal talks football in the description as well. So big up Egal for joining us. Appreciate you, my friend, so much. We just have a couple of super chats.
Ahmed, by the way, you have an Arsenal agenda, and just give it up. Declan Rice is a good player. You know it.
He's rubbish. But anyway,
He's gonna run away.
I was actually.
Let me before we go on. Let me just do this. Let me do these super chats before we go on, because some of them are addressing some of the things that we comfortable. Doesn't have to be 3 goals margin for your information. No, it does. Over 2 legs, 3 goal margin is called comfortable. Before that, it's a tight game. Omar, so you're wrong. If even Husam agrees with me on this. Egal, inject, and now 40% versus Madrid. Astaghfirullah. Okay. We lost 2 legs, 4-0 to Newcastle. Where is this just coming from, Dayo?
Sorry, where's what chest coming from? I'm
He's
talking about.
Sean is an Arsenal fan. He's saying we lost over 2 legs, 4-0 to Newcastle.
But you see, again, I say this. I'm going to ask this question again. In a knockout tournament in the Champions League in Europe, where we have actually faced Madrid 3 times, they have never beat us. I faced Madrid 3 times in the Champions League, and they have never beat us. I'm not saying we're a better team. I'm just saying the same way. I'll give an example. If you ask me as an Arsenal fan, do I want to face Madrid? I'll say no, because they're a better team. But if you ask me about the Champions League, I'm like, well, my record with you head to head. And there's something that I strongly believe in. I believe in current momentum of a team, which is why earlier today I said a win is good for us, because by the time our better players come, they'll join a team that is already finding ways to win, and we can boost the squad. But I also believe in head-to-head momentum. Most times when you look at head-to-head with certain teams...
Do you believe you have a big chance against them?
No, we don't have a big chance, but because it's a knockout tournament, like I said, again, hear what I said, we are the underdogs, but the difference is every time we've had to play them in Europe, they've not beat us, is what I'm saying. So my point is, with that, you're saying to yourself, look, I know I'm the underdog. I know I'm going in there, they're the better team. They have a better squad, they have a better manager, they have a better team. But we have seen teams that are not as good go on to beat better teams in these tournaments.
Yes. Sean, here is that chest.
And that's all I'm saying.
Shea is a chest.
That is
No,
a-
hold
that
on,
is
hold on.
our
No, hold on.
heritage.
I need to. Best scoring center back, Baby Ramos Gabriel has 5 goals, while non-starter Tosin has 4. Typical North American, Blazes North American. We are not aware of the news outside of our circle. Like, come on. So you're
but
saying
it's
that.
not- wait, but no. But this again, this is not just talking about this season. This is talking about if you look at since he's joined. I think he's been the top going defender since he joined
Yes.
Arsenal, right?
Yeah,
in the English Premier League. And the other point was that, like I said, teams actually plan for the corners to stop him from getting to the ball, which is different than
100%.
just
Blaze, you cannot tell me that Tosin is the same threat as Gabriel from set pieces to Blaze. I'm sorry, with all due respect, it's that is not right, Blaze. Apologies to you. Sam, should we just not watch the team rest of the season then?
I love you, SE, because you're one of the most confused individuals I've come across on YouTube. You know, he comes here, pretends to be a negative fan whenever Arsenal are doing badly, and as soon as Arsenal do a good game, oh my god, he's positive again. That's why I called you out. That's why I've called you out 100 times before, because you're a flip-flop. And I remember what you said in the summer, because I take mental receipts of everyone who said everything in the summer. You last week at MHF, when Arsenal lost 1-0 at home to West Ham, oh, I'm Arteta out if he doesn't win anything. Now look, does this sound like an Arteta outer? No, he doesn't. I called you out.
You didn't answer the super
But
chat though.
he just asked you a simple question that you didn't answer. You just glossed over the
Because
entire-
this is a shit question.
How
Man
is
United are 15th and crap. Ahmed is still gonna watch Man United. Like, this is just such a basic grade 3 level banter question. Like, come on, man. Are we 10 years old?
Bottle of water. Just answer the question.
Okay. He answered the question. He said he should watch it, but the hope is different. So, in other words, Husam has PTSD against Madrid. 0 chance to win is nonsense. Every top 4 team in the Prem has at least a 10% chance minimum.
No,
fair,
it's not nonsense. Liverpool
It is.
Football Club have a 30% chance of beating Real Madrid.
bro.
Manchester City have a 25% chance of beating Real Madrid this season. If Manchester City from last year, I'd say Manchester City had a 45% chance of beating Real Madrid. I think Aston Villa have a 0% chance of beating Real Madrid. I think Arsenal have a 0% chance of beating Real Madrid. You just want to do equality across the board.
Wait,
but equality doesn't exist.
Wait.
I don't have PTSD.
Wait.
I've never
Dayo,
lost to them.
Dayo.
You have PTSD because you
Dayo.
lost to them. So that's the
Dayo.
reason why you're talking this way.
No, I don't
Dayo,
have PTSD. I'm just being real.
One second. Listen, Husam, you know you're my boy. I agree with you on most things, but the reason why I'll go that 0% I don't agree with is because we just saw over the weekend Real Betis beat them, right? So Real Madrid are not an invincible team, and on any given
I swear.
well, I know, but on any given day,
That comment
any-
makes me think that they don't get Husam's point.
Yeah, they don't get it. That comment in itself is a
that
perfect
particular-
explanation of them not getting it.
Yeah.
They lost to Sheriff Tiraspol in the group stages and went on to win the whole thing.
I agree.
They
with you.
lost. You want to know the week before they beat Manchester City 3-1? You know, they lost to Osasuna
I agree
in
with
their
you.
own
But,
backyard.
no, but that's my point. I agree with you. What I'm saying is that on any given day, something can happen. I'm not saying to you that.
Yeah,
Real Madrid are not the best.
we don't
Wait,
plan our prediction based on something.
On any given day, anything.
Do you know what?
On any given day, anything can happen. Okay.
No, do you know what
His
zero means?
statement is
It means
Dayo,
No, but
his
no, I
statement-
disagree with him. Dayo disagrees with him.
That's my point.
This
So
is
that's my
Olu's
point.
statement because Olu called me out. His statement.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
you're saying.
Habibi,
Wait.
Dayo, 1 second, let me respond to the guy.
What does
He
0%
said,
mean?
he just said, this is Olu's analysis. On any given day, anything can happen. Okay, that's not 0%, that's 1% then. No problem.
And give me 1%. Give me 1%.
Okay,
Just don't give me
Arsenal have a
0%.
1%.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm talking about. Like nobody, like again, nobody sat here and said, "Oh, Arsenal is the bigger." No, Real Madrid is the bigger team. Arsenal is the underdog if we get to face them.
Egal gave them 40%. That's
That's
lunacy.
Egal's opinion, though. That's Egal's opinion. Egal is not on the panel right now. So if you want to use Egal's opinion to then judge what everybody else is saying, far be from me to sit here.
Saka is nowhere near Rodrigo, man.
Nonsense.
Well,
You got. This just tells me. Do you know what this tells me? This tells me that people who romanticize other teams, right? Also other leagues, they don't actually watch the
That's
games.
so rich coming
They just
from.
see. They just see names. They just see names. and they go, "Oh, he's Rodrigo," and every now and then he pops up, and they go, "Yeah, it's got to be better."
That just proves you've not watched Rodrigo because he's literally been Madrid's best attacker this season.
Guess what? I don't watch Rodrigo because I don't watch Real Madrid as much as I used to.
So your point is null and void. Then it doesn't mean anything. So you've got no substance to what you're saying.
No, it has a substance. I never said
any substance. He's been Madrid's best attacker this year.
I said to you,
and he's also, and bearing in mind, bearing in mind, if you also want to factor in that, oh, he's playing for a good team. He's also having to play in a position that's not his favorite side. It's not. We all know that Rodrigo is much better off the left, but because they've got Mbappe and Vinny, because they've got a bigger PR, and if you actually, because even Jude Bellingham said that he's their most talented player, Rodrigo. So trying to say that, oh, he plays for Madrid, there's a reason why he starts for Madrid. There's a reason why he plays on the right and not the other players in Mbappe and Vinny, because he's that good. He can play on both positions, because it's not easy for a winger to play on two sides. They're like, oh, I want to play on this side. So that speaks volumes on his quality and what he does for that Madrid team.
Wow, he can play multiple wings. That speaks quality.
Dayo, please stop.
Can play multiple wings. Does it speak quality?
Dayo, please wait.
What are you talking about?
Wait. Okay, wait. So to that point, right? So if Rodrigo is the most talented player, right? He's the most talented player. So why isn't he playing in his favorite position? Because he'll be more dangerous.
PR, bro. It's PR.
That's nonsense. So you're saying Carlo Ancelotti.
Hold on. So you think Rodrigo is better than Mbappe and Vinny, though?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is
if that is the statement, we can't argue because we don't think that Saka is better than Vinny and Mbappe. No. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. Wallahi.
Hear what Jude Bellingham said.
Hold on.
Why?
I don't. Okay, if Ahmed, if you think
Vinny is a quality player, Vinny's my guy.
If you think that he's better than them, we can. I don't think that Dayo, Husam, myself, anyone in the chat can argue with you, because at that point, because Saka's not better than them, and I think even Olu and Dayo will not sit here and say that Rodrigo is better than Vinny and Mbappe.
He's literally.
If you believe that, it's okay.
Wait.
I don't. It's not me who just believe it. Hold on. Wait.
No.
Guys, why are 6 people talking at once? Let Ahmed respond first.
Let me land this point.
No, Olu, let him land.
Let me land this point. Yeah, you guys are talking about Mbappe, the name, and Vinny's a baller. I rate Vinny 100%, but I'm talking about Rodrigo in terms of the overall package and how good he is technically. Rodrigo, if you don't believe, Bellingham literally said it himself.
Okay,
forget what Bellingham said it himself.
Let him finish.
Bellingham said it himself. That this guy is the most talented player in our team. Yeah. So and if you've watched Madrid this season, I'm not saying you have to watch every single game. Rodrigo has literally been their best attacker, bro. And it's true. The performance.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you that question? How many games of Real Madrid have you watched this season?
In La Liga, bro, I've watched around 8 to 10.
So honestly, out of how many games we've got this season, we've played
25, 26. Bro,
you've really watched 8 games. So wait, you've really watched 8 games.
And I've watched the Champions League games as well.
You're able to make a concrete decision that he's the best player out of watching just 8 games of the season.
Because you don't need to watch. You don't need to watch.
You do need to watch it.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're making an opinion.
You don't need to watch a guy, You don't. Sample size is the most overrated thing, because Lamine Yamal's not. How long has Yamal been playing?
Do you know what sample size is?
How long has Yamal been playing football?
Ahmed.
How long has he been playing football?
Sample size is the definition of how you rate a football player. Actually,
is Bowen better than Yamal then? Is Bowen better than Yamal?
He has scored 6 league goals this season. He has scored 6. Rodrigo.
Out of
6
20
league
goals.
goals.
And Saka's got 5 in the league.
Yes, and 10 assists, and Rodrigo has 5 assists.
Saka has 5 in the league, so what's your point?
5 is injured.
Madueke, so we can do the stats. We can do the stats.
The best player in Real Madrid
has got 5 goals, and Rodrigo 6.
The best player in Real Madrid has got 6 goals and 5 assists. And you're telling me that based off 8 games you've watched, he's the best player?
Yes, he is the best player, because you're using numbers to justify it, and I'm using performances. There's a huge difference.
You've only watched 8 games. You've only watched.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't need to.
You know what the problem is, Ahmed? At the end, numbers matter way more than performances for attackers. Do you know why? No, do you know why? Husam, what's simple? Husam, who's the most important player for Real Madrid last season, all season?
Most important all season? Probably Vinny.
No.
The goal.
You said it. A clutch.
Until March it was Bellingham, of course.
Bellingham all season. You know what? Bellingham in comparison with technical ability for Rodrigo, there is a video that was circling. Rodrigo was doing kick-ups and stuff before the games, and he was laughing at Jude Bellingham for not being able to do the same. But at the end, the coach would choose Bellingham all day long because he's clutch.
So
because
Bellingham's
he
a
wins
better
in
player
the
than
game.
Rodrigo. And this is what we're doing.
No. But Bellingham is more clutch than Rodrigo, Habibi. So Bellingham is more important than the
No,
so Bellingham is more important than for the coach than Rodrigo.
And
Maybe Rodrigo has been doing it because
Someone
the season start. Because
Valverde.
Rodrigo,
Valverde. If you said to me Valverde was the best player, I'll be with you and say, you know what? He's a player who's played right back now. He's
Bro,
the best.
you know what Olu's doing, yeah. Olu is
What am I
trying to downplay. Olu's trying to downplay Rodrigo because he's got 6 goals. No, you are. He's trying to downplay Rodrigo, yeah, because he's got 6 goals, and then you're failing to realize that the guy that you also love has 5 goals in the Premier League. So that point you're making.
Nobody's trying to downplay.
Wait. So you can't use. Wait.
Let me finish.
So you can't use one stat to try and dig a player and then not realize that your player has less goals, bearing in mind that that Arsenal team has essentially been built around Bukayo Saka, and that Madrid team, you can tell that team is not being built around Rodrigo. That team is literally
who's played more games? Who's played more games this season, Rodrigo or Saka?
I don't know. Well, probably Rodrigo because Saka's been injured. So
right. So he's been injured. So
what are you talking about?
He's been injured for 3 months, but Rodrigo can only score 1 more goal than he can. And
so goals is what makes. So if you score more goals than a player, does that make you better?
No,
for attackers, yes. For attackers, it's a goal. Yes, 100%.
Okay, so who's the
by the way,
again,
for attackers, yes. For attackers, yes.
Ahmed, you started this segment by saying Rodrigo is the best Real Madrid player this season so far.
He is. He's the best attacker.
No, hold on. You said he was their best attacker, and we said, okay,
100%.
based on his attacking form, what has he contributed to the team? If you look at Mo Salah is the best attacker that Liverpool has. He carries 75% of Liverpool's goals. You know
who's Barcelona's best attacker?
Right
Rafinha.
now, Rafinha.
No, it's not. You guys are just waffling.
I think it's between Rafinha. It's between Rafinha.
Even Hansi Flick said it, bro. Even Hansi Flick said it, bro. Even Hansi Flick in the press conference, he has been our most informed and the clutch player for
Yamal's the best winger right now in the world.
Nobody's listen.
And he's got 6 goals. So you're so that goal fit. Bro, this whole goal thing, yeah. Okay, so hold on. So Madueke, is better. So Madueke is better than Rodrigo because he's got more goals now. Yeah, that's always logic. That's always logic.
Wait, let me ask you.
Madueke has more. He's got 9 Premier League goals. He's got 9 Premier League goals. Madueke. Rodrigo has 6 in the league. Always logic. Madueke is better. Can I
ask a question, guys? Good question. Because you said goals and GA doesn't matter, right? How do you win games?
You're talking about a team performance, and I'm
talking about you. I'm asking the rest of the guys. Guys, how do you win games? What do you
score goals? The score goals, you prevent goals. That's it.
Okay. Right. So him saying GA is irrelevant is nonsense because if his attacker's job is to score and assist goals and he's not doing so, right? Then clearly he's not doing his job. Now you can say as a winger he's dangerous, but then to say he's the best player when there are other players who are providing more output, right? And then when I ask you what is it based on, you say performances. Then I ask you how many of the games have you watched? You tell me 8 games. That tells me that you are romanticizing the player, not based on facts. If you said to me I'd watched every single game of Real Madrid this season, and you said that, I'll be like, you know what? Maybe you got points. I don't watch Real Madrid, and I'm not going to claim to watch Real Madrid, so I'm not going to say that. All I said was that if you're going to go and say Rodrigo's better than Saka, and I say, well, based on the numbers, they're so close to each other. So what are you making this?
You don't watch Madrid games. You don't watch Madrid games yet. You've made an opinion on a player you don't watch because of their output, which doesn't tell the full story on how they've been playing in the performances. That's nonsense.
Have I said anything about Rodrigo?
You've literally just talked about Rodrigo, how he doesn't have the most output. When you don't watch, you do realize that a player can affect the games without getting a goal or an assist. For example, if I'm playing as a right winger and Mo's up front and Husam's on the other wing, let's say I'm having a man of the match performance. I get past 3 players, Husam gets the ball and passes it to Mo for a tap in, right? And that's the highlight. Oh, they won the game. The stats is not going to show that I literally did all that effort to get past 4 players.
I agree with you.
You're right.
You're right.
So what I'm trying to tell you, is that stats. I'm not saying stats are useless, but it does not tell the full story on a player's performance.
I agree.
Very true. Very true.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree.
He does that every match. He does that every match.
I agree. Wait. I agree with you
No
until
one's
I
saying
asked
flicks
you,
and tricks.
Ahmed.
No one's saying
Ahmed,
flicks.
I agree with you until I asked you how many games have you watched of him. That's the thing that you're
I've
missing out,
answered you
right?
8 to 10
You're saying-
games I've watched.
Exactly. So for me, 8 to 10 games doesn't tell me that all the things that you're saying that he's doing, you've seen it yourself. You're romanticizing what you think he's doing.
You know what? When Rooney broke through and when Ronaldo broke through, when Messi broke through, we instantly celebrate
now,
and leave.
Mo, if I dribble 4 or 5
Bro.
players, if I dribble 4 or 5 players in a game, I pass the ball, we don't score, but because I'm looking good and I'm dribbling, means I'm the best player on the team. If my output is not contributing to the team winning, forget that nonsense that you're not making and all that bullshit you're doing. The truth about it is you can be the most skillful guy on the pitch. If that does not lead to your team winning, then that doesn't matter. Nobody's writing down the stats for how many people you dribbled from the back. Nobody's
Is
writing
Giggs a good player? Is Giggs a good player?
At the end of the day,
Dayo, is Giggs a good player?
let me finish. At the end of the day, I let you speak all your nonsense when you're speaking. So let me finish.
No one's.
I
You just said I agree, and then you're saying I'm talking nonsense.
I let you put out your nonsense.
What's he talking about?
I didn't say I agree with what you're saying.
You said I agree, and then you're saying I'm talking nonsense.
I didn't say that. You clean out the wax in your ear. I didn't say that. What I simply said again is very clear. You can't sit there and tell me that because a player looks good on the ball, if his output, his position, what he's supposed to be doing is not counting for anything, then he is not the best player on the team. The best player on the team is that player that plays the team sport with the team, carries the team when the team is needed. How many times has Rodrigo been the one to get up, take the ball when the team needs him?
He literally did it today.
Yeah, out of how many games? 20.
And he literally did it last season, and he actually did it against Man City when he scored the header.
He's a clutch player. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not saying but then you have more clutch players on the squad as well. You have the Mbappes, you have the Vinnies, you have the guys, you have the Bellinghams. So the point is to sit there and say he's the best player is what I'm kicking against. I am not putting Rodrigo down, but to sit there and say he's Madrid's best player is just a fallacy. You're basically just making.
Okay, that's your opinion. I broke it down in terms of why I think he's the best. And at the end of the day, you can say that you disagree. What I'm trying to tell you, okay, who's Man City's best player?
I don't know anymore.
Rodri. Okay, but Haaland scores all the goals. So by your logic, is Haaland the best player because he gets all the goals and
do you want me to tell you something? In that treble season, if you remove Haaland, I don't think they win the treble at all.
Rodrigo's the one that scored in the final, and he played a key figure.
But I don't think they win the treble at all.
Yeah, but we can all admit, that Rodri. You remember the conversation we was having about Foden and should have been Rodri who won Player of the Season. No one talks about Rodri. No one talks about Rodri's impact. You can have
Rodri is a 6. That's different. Rodrigo is literally a left and right winger. It's different, bro.
He does score. He does nip in though every now and then.
His output is a little bit lacking for a team like Real Madrid who have a lot of goals in them.
And that's the point I'm trying to make.
I like his touch. I think he's a very good player. I like how he does with the team. But I actually think that you say PR or not PR. In the beginning of the season, when I was watching Real Madrid, Rodrigo was not that guy for them. In the beginning of the season, lately he has been stepping up. The difference is he plays in a very, very good team. And I don't think he's the best player. I think you can name 5 or 6 players over the last 2-3 seasons that are way more important than him in terms of Toni Kroos, Vinny Jr., Benzema, Modric, Valverde, Rodrigo, Rudiger. You can name Carvajal as well. You can name about 5 or 6 players that are way more important for Real Madrid than him. And that is the point. Real Madrid would not have won the Champions League without Benzema. And after that, would not have won the Champions League without Rudiger or Modric or Kroos or Vinny. But I believe they might have won the Champions League without Rodrigo. And that is the whole point.
Ahmed, Mo.
I hope that I explained it very well.
Yes. Mo, do you just reminds me of? Do you remember Pedro when he played for Barcelona? Scored bag loads of goals.
You know, he's the only player that scored in all 6 finals and 6 titles.
Bro, he's won every single trophy in world football. He used to score clutch goals. He used to pop up, but you would never say he was the best player next to Eto'o and Ronaldinho.
Yeah. Anyway, let's do this super chat so we can get out of here. We've been here for a while because there's some people that I need to respond to them. Red Velvet Cake is saying happy day, Mo. Happy day, of course. Still tomorrow, I'm expecting to win against Feyenoord away from home, and then I'll be very, very happy tomorrow. You are most afraid of Bayern than Real.
Don't do Man City tomorrow. Don't do what Man City did with Feyenoord. Don't do Man City tomorrow. Don't behave like that.
We're winning. We're winning tomorrow away from home. You are most afraid of Bayern than Real Madrid. I rate it. Who's more afraid of Bayern Munich? No one here is afraid of Bayern Munich than Real Madrid.
I think, okay, so let me say it this way. I would rather not play Bayern because of my head-to-head with them. So you have to understand where I'm coming from. I have PTSD with Bayern. I've watched Arsenal play Bayern many, many times and lose to them, even when we were expected to win, even when we had the chance to win. For some random reason, it just never happened. I've watched Arsenal play Madrid, and in those games, so I don't have PTSD. I respect Madrid the utmost. They are the best team in the world. I'm not taking it from them, but I don't have PTSD against them because maybe I'm not. So the difference is like, you know.
I hope that you explained it. I get your point. Blaze is saying, Blaze downplaying Mbappe final, but hypes up Odegaard today. Oh my God! Yeah, I hear Blaze. I absolutely hear you, my man. I absolutely hear you. Like, we cannot downplaying Mbappe's final when he had a man of the match performance against Argentina is crazy. Mbappe.
No,
Mbappe in that final.
Who downplays it?
Egal did.
Oh.
I'm gonna do these super chats for Husam. I've been critical. You expect me to wallow depressed? Husam, can you?
Oh, I don't want you to wallow depressed. I just think you change your energy as the wind blows. Arsenal are the best team in the planet as soon as they win, and they're the shittest team, and we didn't sign anyone as soon as you lose a game.
Biggest win in the knockout Champions League history, but we take nothing. For Husam, that's for Husam and Olu.
Oh God, you're missing the point, but I'm not gonna.
I see you're definitely missing the point, my man, about this. Olu said that
the two things can be true. Is what I'm saying. It is still the biggest. So here's the thing. It may not be how you want it to have been won. It may not. No. I'm talking about. No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like it may not be how people probably want.
No. Talk to me. Because I said it.
So for you, your take is that you're looking at the Arsenal team and saying just because we got this biggest win in Champions League history, which is a fact, the way we got it and the fact that we've not been able to do this in the previous two games for you does not mean that all of a sudden we're there. You need to see more consistency in this for you to be able to say, okay, you know what? Fair. Which is a fair place to be.
Guys, we had this conversation. We're going in circles. He's saying, I said Arteta should go. Odegaard, 29, Havertz, Martinelli, and Trossard, not good enough, etc. He said that, but the problem is Husam is saying that. Husam is saying that you actually just happy when Arsenal win.
That's what a fan is. That's what a fan is.
Yeah.
Your team wins.
He just blows as the wind goes.
Regardless of who you want out of your team or not, you should be happy when they win. Should I not celebrate my team when they win just because I don't want Havertz in my team or because I don't want Raya or because I don't? That doesn't matter to me when they win. When they win, I'm happy my team won. Then I can go back to discussing who I want in the team or out of the team when we're having those conversations. You can't be celebration police now. What does that mean?
I can't rate Pool more than Husam. This is not. Liverpool has a 45% chance against Real Madrid. This is not. Liverpool are the best team in Europe at the current moment.
This is just like when you say you rate Liverpool more than Husam does, it's not about rating Liverpool more than Husam does. It's about how highly you rate Madrid. And whether you understand my argument or not, which is difference makers will always make a difference in the knockout stages, of which Madrid have the most difference makers out of any team in the UEFA Champions League, which is why I'm supporting Atletico. I hope it makes sense now.
Yeah, okay.
I've only explained it 500 times.
For your information, don't feel sorry for Egal talks bullshit, and you'll take it back. I hear you, Omar. Jack is saying, I love Arsenal. I don't know, SM. Husam, you're very good at this.
So much.
So much, bro. 6 days ago, they are in a meltdown. We cannot even beat West Ham, but now we can cause Real Madrid problems. Remember after City.
Yeah, but that's because Jack, we're football. Like, I hate this idea that football fans cannot be giddy. Like, even I saw what's his name, Said cook himself about Ineos. Like, come on, guys, we're football fans. Let's not always act like pundits all the time. As much as I'm critical right now, a part of me inside is like, yeah, bring on Real Madrid. I know we're probably going to lose against them, but that is what makes us football fans. And so stop being so scared to be happy and to make yourself dream. But yeah. I do agree. This.
Andrew saying Rodrigo is my favorite Real player, and I hate them. You're muted. And I hate them. I don't know. Rodrigo's not my favorite player at Real Madrid. There are many players at Real Madrid that I prefer above him, to be honest.
Choice. Everyone's hipster is the hipster choice.
Can I say this real quick, Mo? You know the funny thing about dreaming?
Guys, if you notice during this whole conversation, I didn't respond to Ahmed once. This if Yamal comes on the stream himself and tells him Salah is better than me, Ahmed will not be convinced. يا أخي خلاص, the guy is a technique merchant. Let him live. He loves technique players. Wallahi, what can I do? I've known Ahmed here the longest. I've known Ahmed from 4 years ago. I've known Ahmed longer than I've known Mo. I know who Ahmed is. I know what Ahmed is all about. The guy loves technique. يا أخي. خلاص, what can you do? Wallahi, there is. I promise you, Olu and Dayo. Olo and Dayo both, I'm promising you both, you can speak for the next 4 hours with evidence and clutchness and everything. Ya akhi, Ahmed sees someone dribble past 6 players, he's happy. Ahmed, who's better, Dembele or Saka?
Dembele.
Who's better, Barcola or Saka?
I've never watched Barcola in my life.
Who's
better, Kvaratskhelia or Saka?
Sancho, 100%, 100%.
Wait,
what more do you want, yani?
Who's better?
Give up.
Wait.
Wallahi, just give up.
Wait. Who's better, Adel Taarabt or Saka?
Taarabt.
Okay, done. Over. Okay, big up 20. We have a better chance versus Real Madrid, 12 to 15% than Atleti 8 to 10%. Atleti will expose our weaknesses, but we can sit back versus Real Madrid. A 6 playing striker in a low block, that kind of haram ball could work. By the way, but that time Saka will be back and he won't play. I think at that time it won't be what's his name, Moreno up top 20. I genuinely believe that you have a big chance as well against you have a better chance against Atletico Madrid, because I don't believe that Atletico Madrid has clutch players like that. By the way, Julian Alvarez is good and he's been playing well, but he's not like Vini, Mbappe, Valverde, Modric. He's not like these guys. With all due respect, Atletico Madrid, they play with heart and everything, but I think Arsenal can beat them, in my opinion. If they have Saka back, I think Arsenal can beat Atletico Madrid. And by the way, for everyone that thinks that Atletico Madrid will sit back against Arsenal, they won't. Sam was doing a watch along, and Atletico Madrid at 1-1 were attacking, by the way. They were attacking Real Madrid, by the way. 20. So they're not going to sit back against Arsenal. Don't think that Simeone will sit back. Let's talk about Man United players and their finances. And then finance. Man United, I don't know what Man United are going to do, but big up my man. Man United. Still to buy, they said. Diallo, I can't lie, but this has been a painful watch. I think this has been very entertaining. Different opinions, different views, Diallo, and I think it has been very, very entertaining, my man. Big up.
Diallo.
AMD saying advancement probability. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, 65 versus 35. Real Madrid versus Arsenal, 66.6 versus 33.3. Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid, 60-40 for Arsenal. AMD, you really think that Arsenal have a bigger chance against Atletico Madrid?
What's this from?
Where is this from? Aboud, where is this from, Habibi? I don't know. Actually don't know, but if you say so. Never said we are the best, praised the win momentum. I hear you, SE. It's all about the momentum. Husam wants you to be depressed. And after the stream, say Arteta out. That's what Husam wants. And he didn't give him what he wants. But big up. Sancho or Saka, Ahmed, for Madrid, not you. For Real Madrid.
He says Sancho. You don't need his mic.
Unmute your mic and say it. Say it like a big man.
Oh, Sancho is he's a way better player, bro. Come on now, let's not do this. Come on now. Respect Sancho, what he did in the Champions League against PSG, bro. Man cooked flipping PSG, yeah. He's behind Neymar and Messi in the most take-ons in the semi-final. Yeah, he absolutely cooked the living life out of PSG. Yeah, Sancho's Champions League campaigns have been ridiculous. So, yeah, man, he's a quality player.
He's a quality player who only plays once.
Quality player, bro. Like, no normal player does what he did to PSG. So, there's a reason.
The problem is this, right? Here's the problem with Sancho, right? You can actually name the games where he does it.
Diallo as well, man. I'm a Diallo.
You can actually name the games where he does it, and that's a problem because great players, you don't have to just go this one specific game.
She appeared after the win. Big up Nafisa.
You say over a season he's doing it, and the problem with Sancho is that he does it one game, and then for 6 games he does absolutely nothing but pass the ball back. What do you say? Mo? Pop, pass back. That is Sancho for you.
I mean,
literally. Listen, people. I want to appreciate everyone.
That's the reason why he can only talk about the PSG game. He can't literally mention 10 games back to back. That's not.
I can. Yeah, I can. Go
for yourself. Don't worry.
100%.
Big up everybody that is here. Don Husam in the description. I need to end the show.
No. One final thing. I just need to know from Ahmed. Will Man United finish on a positive goal difference this year?
What did he say? I didn't even hear what he said.
Will Man United finish on a positive goal difference this year? I just need to know.
100%, yeah, 100%.
Do you know what your goal difference is right now?
No, I don't really pay attention to the. I've not even looked at the Premier League table in ages. To be fair, I'll be so real.
You have to look all the way down. That's fine.
You know that you will not finish in a positive. You're a -6 goal difference. So
Well, if we're a
anyway, big up everybody that joined us. Fantastic. Big up Egal, Husam, Dayo, Olo. Congratulations, Arsenal, and of course AA United. Hit the like button when you go, and I will see you guys tomorrow on a watch along for Inter, and we're out of here, people.
Peace.